And off to the races. So, a couple interesting announcements today from Twitch. I think this is the way we came down to the right. Well, I guess from Twitch and from Deepbot. Twitch has announced the IRL category, which looks like Twitch is drifting closer and closer back to being just in TV again. But IRL is a category of live streaming where you can talk about stuff in your life. And they're adding a mobile streaming option next year, which is kind of exciting. We'll see how viable it actually is. But it would be for like streaming from PAX or TwitchCon or something on your phone and getting your audience get an update on what you're doing. So I would definitely use that for something like the Japan trip if we had viable internet for it. I'm dubious as to whether the quality is going to be decent. I guess we'll see. The other thing is that Deepbot announced that they have a new OBS remote plugin, and that means nothing to most of you, I assume. Basically, it means I can switch from using OBS Classic, which is what we have to use to make things like CatCam work. Speaking of which, are you so sleepy today? I haven't been able to switch over to OBS Studio, which is the actually supported version of OBS that gets regular updates because the remote plugin hasn't been developed there until just now. So it's very exciting that I can switch to OBS Studio. That should help with some of the problems. Sometimes you might notice that like the donation goal doesn't load in. It's a problem with Classic. Or times when I try to start streaming and I have to take the stream down and back up because I don't have any webcam or capture card video. It's also a OBS Classic problem. Nothing to like lose your mind being excited about, but I'm pretty stoked about both those things. Well, that's one of the rules. You're not allowed to stream while operating a motor vehicle. You will be banned from Twitch if they catch you doing it. There we go. Spirit potions, huh? No need to use those, and they won't even be that useful in the random battles that are here. I guess people are misusing Pokemon Go, actually, as their way to do IRL streams. They'll say they're streaming Pokemon Go and like have a little window where they're not even playing the game and just talk live blog, basically. But we'll see.
Yes, go!
Gosh. It's a bummer. We confusing them?
Die.
I think I had to reset to be able to execute on this attack's counters. It has a counter just about every time you use it, and I missed basically all of them. Yeah, I've seen gaming talk shows as well. It's one of the things in their FAQ for IRL, like, how is this different from talk shows? And they're like, talk shows should be multiple people talking about video games. This can be for whatever.
Die.
Yeah, I think I just need my brain to consolidate like the fact that this attack often has a counter and you have to press circle instead of X to be able to do it successfully. Well, we'll see. I don't think that I don't think the mobile streaming when they announce is going to be available in time for our Japan trip, unfortunately. That looks super goofy, none of them. Totally agree. Star Wars Kids is the Star Wars Kid is a pretty good comparison. And Albert, because he's so cool. Yeah. It's a cool idea. I feel like you kind of have that experience in Discord. Make sure that the bots are I don't ever watch the attack animations in this game because I'm like laser focused on the addition inputs, but I managed to check in my peripheral vision there. That's pretty funny on it.
Die.
Last one.
Demon stance.
I think the cynical reason to do that really is to gather like people before you start playing your game proper. So like get a decent number of people running at the start of the stream so that you get more walk-ins once you switch to your game without wasting time playing the game without a lot of folks walking in. Totally makes sense. If you've got nothing else to do when you're working on other stuff. It takes a good 30 minutes to 2 hours to build up to your peak for the stream as far as average concurrent viewers. Huh. Must be some way to get those on the other side there. Oh, that's cool. Man, this game has some really clever printed backgrounds. I pointed that out before, but like the way these levels are structured is pretty clever and unique. So you can like see the route that's going to take you down to this item. I'll go back in there real quick. That's pretty cool, actually. Recovers MP every turn. I have to decide if I really want to put that on anybody, but that's not bad. I know, right? Reality showing. Sure. Yeah, I can hear that. It's getting really frustrating. I am here for video games. So maybe that's better for your hardcore community and not so great for your more casual, like walk-in viewers. So there appear to be another way out of there. It's a cool room. Well, I don't know, Polabruski, like, you might want to shoot the shit on this channel, but, like, if you, I don't know, if you went to, like, Crip's channel to watch him play Hearthstone or something, you don't really have as much of a personal connection with him. Would you be disappointed if you popped in and he was just shooting the shit for 2 hours instead of playing Hearthstone? As you can kind of see in the background where these things connect. 5 hours a cat can. Moonmir's in there. Don't tease me with the save point. This whole area is just really cool looking. Do you think those big channels, like the level of chat interaction, improves when they're doing the shoot the shit gaming talk show window? I would totally consider doing it. Like off normal stream hours if I maybe throw it up when I'm working on upgrading the bot or something. Reels? Can I at least get into another random battle and top everybody off? Oh, okay. I can't go the other way. We have to rescue Teresa, as soon as possible, but you feel free to backtrack and look for chests that you missed earlier in the dungeon. Just don't go forward. You goof. Yeah. Sure. So you're looking for the lottery, like Rusty was saying. Like, it's someone where you have that like pseudo celebrity thing where they never really read chat anyways. So maybe they'll read your one message and say your name out loud. Oh my goodness. Brad, Jean, and Melanie. Now I wonder if we could actually get into the other entrance here. They're cool, like, entrances into tree roots, I think is what it is. But every time Pax and I have gone to PAX, we've seen Robert Koo, doesn't work there anymore, but he was there this last year, and we've seen Jerry Holkins, Tycho, and like just seeing the people that bum rush Tycho to talk to him about whatever the fuck they want to talk to him about. Like, just let the dude enjoy his con experience. I don't know, I've never had that much of that fascination. We're getting some dropped frames. Come on, Comcast, don't do this to me today. Looks like it may have just been dropped frames. Fingers crossed. Other superstitious bullshit that I would give Phoenix Wright crap for indulging in.
Yes! Go! Hero!
Yeah, Koo left. It was a big thing. Like, because Koo was Penny Arcade, right? For the longest time. I mean, everything that wasn't the comic was all him. The fact that PAX exists, the way that Child's Play is organized, like, all of their little side projects, he was the mastermind. It's actually a pretty cool story to read about how Koo approached them and was like, I will work for free for 6 months, and I will make sure that your guys are doing something with this brand. Because they had like almost lost the rights to their own product several times. More dropped frames, we're not crashing to zero just yet. I'm gonna keep my eye on it. Go through my proofreading here. It doesn't keep playing as long as it's this intermittent, but I might have to give Comcast a call. Yeah, man. It was actually before PAX Prime, and there was a noticeable difference in the way that PAX Prime is run without Koo running like a chicken with his head cut off through the whole thing. We'd always see him at every little problem, fixing things here and there. I guess rather than hire a replacement Koo, they've just divided his duties into Mike and Jerry, which just... I don't know. I don't know if Mike and Jerry can handle everything that Koo is doing. Let's see. Jerry was super duper bummed about it. I don't know if he left because of stress or it was just like we have no idea what the backstory is on Koo, but we do know that he has a fucking amazing resume right now, right? Like, he took this dinky little webcomic and turned it into this, like, multi-continent crazy extravaganza. Yeah, right? Six Gun, they need 3 people whose only job it is to do what Koo is doing by himself, and the fact that they've split it onto 2 people that have a lot of other responsibilities, Mike and Jerry, I think is crazy. Yeah, they did give someone Child's Play, right? Tuka did well. I really admire It's the Kellys. I throw her a host sometimes. She's been playing through the Dark Souls series. She recently got partnered. She is very, like, attentive to chat to the point where she will stop what she's doing to catch up and make sure that she reads every message. And I think that's been a big part of her success. I think I would go crazy doing that. I get about, I'd say 70-80% of it.
Die.
She has a lot of fortitude to be able to do that.
Demon steps.
Right, not Secretary of State Robert Koo. I would feel pretty safe about her foreign policy. Koo is he's a genius. I think that that's like a hyperbolic use of that word. I'm gonna try to heal up here. I keep getting into these battles with the intent of healing, and then like muscle memory takes over and I just kill them without healing. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Nodovan. I would hire Ku for anything you'd apply for, right? You have shown that you can basically do anything. That's true, Six Gun. You raise a good point. Yeah. I guess we don't know a lot of the inner workings. I know, right? It's tough. It's not trivial. And like, at some point, you know, dividing your attention like that removes your attention from whatever game you're playing or everything you're doing. So I really admire that It's the Kellys is able to do both pretty well. Yeah, depends on the game, right? Like, I look back through the chat log, the Hyde log, and Hyde was just exploding during Persona 3, for example. And you'll have other games where there's basically nothing in there ever. Yeah, something that's difficult to avoid is like when you have one person who's really engaged in something and it makes it harder for people to pop in. Not like, if anybody has ever done that, you're not a bad person for it. I think it's just the way that Twitch works. Like, it's a weird quirk. Kind of like the sword badges for most channels that have shit tons of visible mods. Like, it can be intimidating to somebody, and it's not like a fault of the mods, it's not a fault of the streamer for handing out so many badges, it's just the way that Twitch is set up. I don't know another way to do it. It's the fact that you have this text that's presented sequentially in order that you input it, right? Which, unless if we like try to bring back Google Wave, I don't know if you guys ever looked into that when it was in beta. It was supposed to be that what if an email had been invented today instead of been tacked on to Snailmail's model. It's true. Yeah, JRPGs are a little bit better. Less to talk about in a game like Dark Souls sometimes, depending on where you are. The streamer has a lot more attention required on the game. If you look away for too long, you could die. I miss Google Wave Boulder Brewski. I was super excited about it. Nobody else was. Google Wave kind of got integrated into like Google Docs and Google Sheets. It's sort of the same idea, and a lot of businesses use it to that end. Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I like the system. I can assign out a lot more mod ships, and I can like divide mod power, which is really nice. Not because I distrust anybody, but I don't want a ton of people to have the ability to timeout and ban in case any one person gets hacked. I try to reduce my exposure to that risk. So having like chat clear isn't that big of a deal. And it's a lot easier for me to restrict something through the bot than to restrict it through Twitch. I am missing out. They just added auto mod to Twitch, and I'm in the beta for it, but it only works obviously if you have a sword flag. Basically, the way it works is it kind of works like the Reddit auto mod, where it'll catch messages that it thinks might be bad, and only mods can see them, and then a mod can click on it and click approve to let it go through. And there's different levels of like strictness that you can set for it. I don't think that moderation is like relevant enough in this chat for me to worry about having to turn that on, but it's kind of cool that that's a tool. It'll help a lot with the bigger streams, I feel like. Reduce the toxicity of it.
Demon Scouts.
Chat scrolls over the screen. Yeah, right, or doucher. That seems crazy. Captain only had an absolute commander in combat. The rest of the time he's equal to quartermaster. Most decisions are democratic. Really? Did not know that. Oh, really, Jahan? I guess they said that automod is like they're trying. It's like a neural net. They're trying to teach it things to figure out how people are trying to bypass it. I don't know how it knows. Like I don't know if it like checks to see if somebody got banned right after giving a specific message and then includes that in its heuristic. Like compares the text of it. Nothing. I'm sure Six Gun can provide some sources, but he is a history professional, into becoming a diplomat potentially. He speaks with authority on a lot of that stuff. Hence, history facts with 6. But I'm sure a different strokes rule applies. Whoa! Is that Lloyd with kick-ass new armor? He looks way more threatening now. He's still not terribly threatening. Just time, man. It's a good thing we didn't spend more time in the lower areas defending to get our health back before coming up here to confront him. Hey Lufex, what's Gruden? How you been? Were you playing Brothers recently? I thought I saw that on Twitter. Tool of evolution woven by the divine tree. There's 107 planet. Desire the 108th evolution. Desire utopia created by the last species. Okay. Shall we finish up? Finally get to play. Cool. I might just need to force it onto the schedule at some point. It's fairly short. It can be a little clunky at times in the puzzle execution, but the game is totally worth it for the way that it ends. Yeah. Sure. Wonder what element he is. Neutral, I think is what that means, right? Or is there a color for dark elemental?
Die.
Probably gonna transform with dark here. Yeah, poor Frisky. That sort of stuff is a little too frustrating for her, I bet. Wonk and the puzzles part with me again. Oh, Godspeed, want to be sure. Good luck. Blackish purple blue, or is bright purple as lightning? Oh, I didn't get his MP back. Shit, that sucks. I don't even know when I spent it. It must have been on the previous boss fight. Well, that's a bummer. I have ways to restore MP, but if I die in this boss fight, I'll go back and fight some random battles with that MP ring equipped on everybody until they get their MP back. It sounds awful, but maybe it'll work eventually. Right, sir. I have not finished any of that yet, no. Getting pretty close to the halfway point in the game. Yeah, it's one of the rare opportunities to use the word Kafka-esque and be pretty accurate. I imagine you're saying that like Hermes et al. In Futurama isn't that far from the truth. Fairly accurate parody. Cool animation. He's like 3 feet from us. He's just flying in midair, like zoom. Maybe he flew backwards first so that he could fly further to make the attack look cooler. This attack is super cool. Hopefully he doesn't use it too much because it's a very long animation. Okay, that was a significant amount of damage, given that I have a thing on that reduces all damage taken by like 30%. For the heals. I'm sorry to hear that, sir. What makes you think that? I should check what game comes after Sunday tonight. I'm actually not sure. I think it's pretty much all Metroidvanias from this point forward. It's interesting that the Metroidvanias almost all take place later in the timeline. I don't know what the real name for that is. Okay, we've got Castlevania Bloodlines for the Genesis, which is not particularly well received, but I guess after Symphony, it's Circle of the Moon, Order of Ecclesia, Bloodlines, Portrait of Ruin, Aria of Sorrow, and Dawn of Sorrow. Circle of the Moon. Haven't played Circle. I think I played an hour of Portrait of Ruin. Haven't played Bloodlines. Bloodlines is the one that's trying to tie in the original Bram Stoker Dracula story into Castlevania, I think. And I think people thought it was non-canonical for a while because it was on Genesis and they didn't put any canon names on Genesis at the time. But then Portrait of Ruin involves a descendant of the protagonist of the lines, Morris. Can't combat? What? Is that a status effect that I can prevent? Maybe it's so that you are forced to have him use items or something? Oh, well. Alright. That simplifies that question for me. I have no way to res him, because I don't have any characters with Dragoon spells that res, so I'll just be sitting out on that. When does Super Mario Run come out? Yeah, that's frustrating, sir. I've been in a situation like that before. Super Mario Run is only for iOS? Oh, gross. Oh, man. I do not. Maybe this is what it feels like to be on Linux or Mac most of the time, and Windows gets everything first, but I don't get the iPhone. I understand. Like, it seems like a decent, acceptable film. It's weird that there's like a subculture around it and like this expectation. Like, there's an app in Los Alamos, for example, that's like the local trolley app to keep track of the public busing service, and it's only on iOS. That just kills you? I'm not really sure I understand the mechanics of that attack. Yeah, I wonder why they phrase it as can't combat. Okay, so if we use special, this fight is just GG, I think. Because you need to have someone resurrecting your party members, or Lloyd's going to keep doing that over and over, and you're just going to wipe, I think. Yeah, me too. Koloduski. So that was not a scripted death. Man, I like Legend of Dragoon. It does a lot of things really well. I like the combat. I like the music. I like the 300 background and the town design. I don't like that in the late game they really hobble your ability to be a Dragoon. Like, it should be called Legend of We're Gonna Stop you from becoming a Dragoon. Because we've had several difficult fights in a row that directly nerf the Dragoon form, and now we have a boss fight where if everyone's in Dragoon form, you can't possibly respond. I guess maybe if you have a party member that has your Dragoon ability that resists somebody, but still it feels like it's punishing you for playing with this particular form. Yeah, I'm gonna go get my MP back before we do anything here. I'll probably transform one person at a time, or have one person who's not in transform mode. So we gotta get the mage ring just picked up, right? We're getting some battles to get their MP back. Literally can't combat. I know, right? Can't even. It's a weird way to. You think it would say like instant death or something, but no. Can't combat is the phrasing they go for it. I think I hate iOS exclusivity more than console exclusivity. Like, they're comparably dumb, you know? There's a bit more of a use case argument for consoles, I think, because consoles are a cheaper version of a gaming PC that has one purpose, and that's to game. Whereas iOS is like a more expensive version of a much better, more commonly owned, accessible model. Like, the fact that it's more expensive is just absurd to me. Yeah, no, I know. I wasn't rich enough to have a gaming PC as a kid. I didn't have one until I was an adult with my own income. I could afford to save up to build one. But it was a lot more reasonable for your parents to save up, like, you know, $200 over the space of a year to buy you a console than $1,000 to $2,000 to build a solid gaming PC. Alright, there's no reason to have multiple phones. I think we can all probably agree that the worst thing, as far as exclusivity goes, without a doubt, is, like, VR headset exclusivity. I hope that dies in the fire really fast. Imagine if there were video games that you could only play Dark Souls on an Asus monitor. Oh my god. That's so bad. So I don't think rentals were really ever a thing with PC gaming back. Holy shit, that thing gives you 10 MP back per turn? Wow, that's busted.
Yes.
Alright, glad we have a way to get MP back.
Hero.
Yeah. Do you think that's because of like negative PR for trying to make games exclusive to Vive or Oculus?
Die.
I would hope it's the power of the consumer to shut that shit down.
Demon stance.
Yeah. But seriously, like that, to me that's no different than making Dark Souls only playable on an Asus monitor or a Sony monitor or something. Like, it's not a console. Well, I've seen a counter argument on Reddit where people are like, it's really expensive to develop for an indie dev to make a VR game. So Oculus, like, paying us money in an exclusivity contract is what gets the game made at all. It wouldn't even exist if it wasn't exclusive. I still would say the game probably I'd rather there not be a game than there be a headset exclusive game. Right. You need to get like Nintendo's take on VR, right? I think they're very good at coming out with custom hardware and then like giving you the killer app for why this is great. So everything I've seen VR so far, there's definitely some cool stuff out there, but a lot of it feels tech demo-y or like proof of concept-y. There's nothing that's like, oh my god, this is like the best game ever, and you have to play it, and it only works in this mode.
Die.
Get it? Did not get it. Virtual Boy wasn't VR though, right? It was a shitty screen. Like you couldn't move, you couldn't turn your head and get a different view of the game. It was basically a headset equivalent of like putting your face right up next to a television. Yeah, Polar Brisky. Interesting. I saw some stuff at PAX, like they have those cool treadmills you can walk on. That's a neat idea. We're gonna recover everybody's MP and we'll go fight douchebag again. When they do counter, you have to press circle instead of X, otherwise it's exactly the same. So it's really easy for you to get into a rhythm and forget that it's coming up and with it. No, I wouldn't call Virtual Boy VR. It's not virtual reality. It is just a flat screen. It has a like stereoscopic effect to it, an illusion. But it did not track your head movement or your body movement in any way. Really. It was like staring really close at the TV.
Yes! Go! Madness! Hero!
The tennis game they had for it was actually pretty good. It's just like the actual hardware wasn't compelling.
Demons dance.
So I don't think the best killer app for Virtual Boy could have sold Virtual Boy because it was kind of a shitty system.
Rod Typhoon!
Well, yeah. Does it need to be a brand though? Does it need to be like exclusive to the Oculus or exclusive to the Vive? I think we could probably agree that like having multiple hardware developers and making headsets is good for the consumer instead of it just being Oculus or just being Vive.
Demons dance.
But my hope would be that lack of exclusivity would lead to headset developers approaching standards of each other, right? Saying like a lot of the rest of the tech industry is.
Rod Typhoon!
Hey, okay, we're in Magic 2 and level 5 Dragoon. I don't know what the spell is, but I could try checking it out in the boss fight. Probably keep her out of Dragoon mode until the end, though. We'll see. Alright. Oh, she's got more MP now. Okay, one more battle. I'm gonna top her MP off, and we'll top Albert's MP off, and then we'll go try Lloyd again. Now, I think the biggest problem with the Wii U is a super solid system, but it was marketed the marketing was atrocious. I'm glad that it didn't. I was afraid it was going to make Nintendo turn tail and go back to making like casual shovelware like they did with a lot of the Wii's life cycle. Because the Wii U is supposed to be, let's appeal back to the hardcore gamers. And it's just like the name of the system is terrible, the presentation of the system was terrible. There wasn't a lot of reaching across the aisle to third-party devs.
Die.
There could have been.
Demons dance.
But I know a lot of people that weren't gamers assumed if they even had heard of the Wii U that, oh, that must just be like another peripheral for the Wii. There were so many of them. They shot themselves in the foot with the Wii and allowing some ridiculous peripherals. Oops, I didn't think I was gonna kill him next time. I think they can do it via system specs, right? They could say like, you have to have a VR headset that has this capability to play this game. That's viable. That's like having a system specs on your machine, right? But I think the level of exclusivity that's a problem right now is saying, no, you have to have the special code on your headset that says this is Oculus for it to run, even if the game should be able to run on other headset platforms. From a technical perspective. Madness Hero is not there yet. We're getting there though. Got Moonstrike fairly recently. Once she's done with Demon Dance, she's just done. And we still have a long ways to go about Typhoon. Got it. Does anyone know what the level 5 Rose Dragoon magic does? I won't be able to see it until I get into combat. If someone happens to know offhand or is willing to Google it, I'm just curious what this spell is so I can plan out my Lloyd battle a little bit more smartly. Restream.io. Should be able to find the chat app. It's at the very top of the screen. If you go to your dashboard, it says dashboard title, social alerts, chat. Click chat, go direct to your EXE you can download.
Rod Typhoon!
That's a similar level of toxic exclusivity to something like Bloodborne being a PS4 exclusive. There's no reason that couldn't work on a PC. It's not like it was a Wii U game where it had like an alternate screen that it was using or something. It's just good for Sony and bad for users. Probably.
Yes! Go! Madness! Hero!
Die.
There we go. Now that I expect it every time, I can be more ready
Demon
for it.
stance.
I think it's just It must be an addition that's more likely to trigger a counter. I feel like I've seen a lot more on that edition than any other one. We're gonna wrap up stream 15 minutes early today, by the way, if you didn't see in Discord. Andrew and I are going to see Star Wars Rogue One tonight with Sailor Dan, his lady friend, and one of our friends in Los Alamos. So I will add an extra 15 minutes onto the end of the next Legend of the Green stream. We are actually going to wrap up around 4:45 today. What did she have before? She had like the Knight something or other. Knight Shield, was it? It says slightly, but it's a bit more than slightly. I might actually keep her with the MP ring. Mage, where you at? That's my special lady. It's my fucking lady friend. What are you? I'm a brother Seamus. You mean like an Irish monk? No, I'm a dick. Detective. Private detective. I think it's because that is her final edition mod event, and it's like 8 different attacks, and there's a chance to get countered on each attack that's not the first or the last one. So if a character has an edition that's only 3 attacks, then there's only a chance for them to get countered on the second attack, right? And because hers is 8 long, there's 6 opportunities for it to happen. It's just a lot more likely. You're rolling the dice more times, if that makes sense. That's my expectation of what's going on.
Demon stance.
But it never happens on the first swing or the last swing of the combo.
Yes! Go! Madness! Hero!
And there must be some sort of like multiplier for the really fast editions like Madness Hero there. That would be basically impossible to counter if it happened in the middle of that long sequence. Oh, thanks, Raker. Oh, that's no worries. The month. Give you your bonus SP. Rather played the same hype song since you didn't get it when you got up to last time. Might indeed. Or do I have to trigger it? Be for real? Will my bot trigger it? I know that because of like OBS, my mic is not in sync with the song, but just thank you. It's good to have you. Appreciate your pledge. Like I said, I haven't gotten any negative feedback about the scaling monthly Patreon SP bonus thing, so that should count. Probably roll it out in January. I'll do probably a quick and dirty survey for that subblock vote discounting thing that I put out in Google Groups today. But so far I haven't had anybody like message me saying, "Oh my god, you're gonna break the stream if you do that." So I counted something like sticking around. Try to finish him off here.
Rod Typhoon!
Bloodthirsty. Okay, let's all go to the lobby. Get ourselves a snack. We're going to go this one and then right. Understand. Of laziness, which if weaponized can move mountains. What's the supposed Bill Gates quote about lazy people? Like, you want lazy, smart people to work for you because they'll find out more efficient solutions. And it usually gets paired with that story about, like, the company that built this expensive weight system. Let's see if I can remember here. They had a product that had to be a very specific heavy weight, and occasionally duds would show up on the conveyor belt, and they needed to find a way to reject the duds. So they made this like expensive system that would make an alarm go off whenever something that was too light showed up on the conveyor belt. And like a month after they installed it, there were no alarms, and they couldn't figure out what the problem was. And apparently, some lazinesses are probably apocryphal. This is probably like the not true at all story about the Russians having a pencil versus using a space pen. The astronauts in NASA, right? Anyway, no alarms go off for a month, and they're like, "What's going on?" And apparently, a worker had put a fan on the conveyor belt to blow off the things that were too light before they could get to the sensor because they didn't like the sound of the alarm. Laziness, impatience, and hubris. That's pretty good effects. I hadn't heard it that way. The natural rise is the dream. Reborn in a utopia, blah blah blah. Oh my god, Spikey, are you serious? Is it the same dude that's always done it? And there's only one way to find that out, is to Google Baten Kaito's 100% speedrun and see if he's the one that described the route on the rivet tread. Right. It involves a lot of idling. No, I actually was interested in that one day. I haven't played the game, but I was reading about speedrunning one day. And apparently that game is extremely tricky to speedrun. Because you think like, oh, well, the game is like, 300 hours to get this this special item that counts for 100%ing it. So you just have to wait till you get to the 300th hour and you can take your time getting everything else in the game. But that's not actually true. Because apparently time that you spend in menus doesn't count for the clock to get the special 100% item. So you have to be really technically proficient to like progress through menus as fast as you possibly can to get that clock moving constantly. There's one item in the game that I think requires the game clock to progress by like 2 weeks of real time or something for it to work. But I guess that he could just do everything and then leave the stream up, like for being idle for 2 consecutive weeks, or like a week and 6 days or something. But to keep it more interesting, he breaks up the monotony. Planescape, not an event. I think I'll keep Albert out since he's not he just recently unlocked his next level of Dragoon. He can be available to heal. Oh, I forgot to take off his MP ring. That's a bummer. Dark Dragon. Oh, cool. Let's see if that's effective. Costs 80 MP. Hopefully it's effective. It'll make it harder for you to vote up games, Buckin, if you add too many to the spreadsheet. Too little butter, not enough bread. Spend how you like. Right. What kind of game is PlanetSide? Oh, I'm getting sniped over and over. Interesting. I see Spiky. This is his long, super cool animation where he like flies across the map. Unfortunately, this time I don't have the thing that reduces my damage taken, so I'll probably have to use some party heal items. I don't know if I have any remaining. I remember using the last one, so that's it. Are you serious, Spiky? Oh my god. Wow, that game is like, if you think that your game is bad to 100%, boy do we have a counterexample for you. I wonder if the devs did that intentionally, like that was part of their mission statement to be as obtuse and ridiculous about what you have to do to complete it. Can't attack, which means in this game is Legend of Dragoon speak for dead. Oops. Sorry, guys. Yes, Marty, I know you're so sleepy. So, Albert. I have 3 Phoenix Downs. Hopefully that will cut it. Hundreds of players to decide, sure. Did you play Guild Wars 2's World vs. World, or like Dark Age of Camelot's Realm vs. Realm at all? It's kind of a similar idea, not with an FPS. I thought there was another game that was supposed to be like that for the PlayStation 3? It had a really generic name. We're getting more dropped frames, by the way. Not quite hitting 0. I can tolerate dropped frames here and there. Hopefully it doesn't bring the stream down. Watching it go red. Can you not do that, Comcast? Could you not? Asshole dream. You don't know which enemies have missable items. So if you fail the ones that don't, you get into a battle with them, hopefully get a drop from the segment enemy. You only get to do it once. And if you fail, you have to load your save, presumably, Spiky. Now, Comcast is being gross, and your next one today actually happened to pull yours earlier. Yeah, it's like you think that the 100% condition for Final Fantasy XII is bad with the super long boss fight and other bullshit, but it can be worse. There's always a bigger fish. This attack is a bit over the top. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I take it back, game. Oh, now I might be screwed. I need to get... I don't have enough... Shit, I shouldn't have transformed her. I think this fight's already over. I don't even have him at half health yet. Because he's going to use his single target murder ability. I mean, maybe I just need to go into this fight and never transform, because the lack of ability to use items when you're in Dragoon form, your lack of ability to choose to de-transform is really bad. Yeah, I can hear the Lord Doucher. We'll see if someone manages to end Dragoon form before he kills us. We'll be okay. That was a very shonen-y thing to say. All we have to do is get in the end zone. That attack, I think, is just damage. Which is manageable. Alright, so 2 more turns of this. We gotta get out of it real fast, though. I feel like to some extent this fight's a DPS race, where you have to have a certain number of Phoenix Downs to win. So the worst thing that could happen right now is for him to use his one-shot attack and for him to target Dart. If he uses it against Rose, we might be okay, but if he targets Dart, it's bad news bears. I am 31 hours out of an expected 49 hours into Legend of Dragoon. Cool. Good night, Raker. Thank you for upping your pledge. It's really good to have you. And no worries if you bring it down in the future. So that was the good thing. Canned combat. I wish I had an item that could do a party res. Now he could also use that ability immediately, because he did that last time. He just used that twice in a row before Dart got to go. I still have a feeling that this boss fight is already over, depending on what attack he does next round.
Too slow.
Did he just say too slow in like Microsoft Sam voice? That was amazing! What are you doing, Legend of Dragoon developers? Alright, now we find out if that can kill us when we're not in Dragoon form. Wait, that wasn't the insta-kill. Okay, cool. Everything's fine, everything's good. I'm gonna say revitalize. I might even need to leave the dungeon and go buy more Angel's Prayers, since you can't avoid having these guys die, unfortunately. That wasn't too bad. Try topping one here, and then I'll use one of the party heal items here in a second. That's not the one-shot move. It does hit really hard. I don't know if Dart has enough health to survive it. Okay. Cool. Everything's fine, everything's good. Healing Breeze should be good enough for now. Oh yes, Soreness. Can you check my VOD, Soreness, for that game and find out if it's uninterrupted by me laughing or something, if we can get the whole voice line in there. If not, I'll see if I can find somebody else who's recorded it. It's a pretty good choice for a line.
Yes. Go. Madness. Hero.
Resurrect this you, or whatever it was. Tempted to have Albert use his buff, but I think that insta-kill attack might be something he only uses against Dragoons. Because I haven't seen him use it against non-Dragoons yet, so... Good night, Warm Juicer. Good night. Thanks for hanging out. Late Churro.
Die.
And counters, huh? Oh, shoot. I screwed up the end of that. Yeah, thank you if anyone was able to help Polar test the chat really bot.
Madness! Hero!
I don't know if you can hear me, Polar Brewski, but it's something you'll have to manage when you're streaming. You'll probably have to reconnect the beam and YouTube relays every so often because they drop connection on them.
Die. Demon's dance.
Remember, this guy has two forms.
Rod Typhoon!
Cool. Alright, this is the party-wide nasty attack. It's not a end-of-battle cutscene. We might be able to beat him at the restart this time. I guess it's just like, don't transform is the way to do this fight correctly. See if I can help you after stream. I had to make a different account for the YouTube relay. I don't know if that helps you at all. I had to make a new Google account that was specifically for that and sign in with it instead of doing it as my streamer account. Hey Lisa, how you been? Lisa, are you guys going to see Rogue One tonight? It's a good use case, I think. I had to make a separate Twitch account and separate Google account, so it wasn't sending it from me, so it's not saying Marstead is saying stuff. Awesome.
Die. Demon's
Awesome.
dance.
Oh, you guys have to do it at midnight? You can come live in the middle of nowhere, Los Alamos, where the midnight stream starts at 7 o'clock. But it sounds like that's becoming more common everywhere, it's not just a Los Alamos thing. Oh, they actually did have the 7 on. Gotcha. Yeah, ours won't even do a midnight showing. We're like, 7's good enough. Awesome. That'll be fun. We'll have to chat about it. If you guys missed Lisa and Matt's Undertale stream, it was really cool. It was last Saturday. Who the hell is this? Don't think I'm supposed to recognize her. An engine cutscene, man. Their VOD is available if you missed it. Whoa! Way to go, Dart. Oh, Lloyd's gonna be pissed now. Please. Forgive Lloyd. I may have seen her earlier in town and didn't recognize her because when we ever saw her model, I really zoomed out. Oh, oops. That's up to them. Probably would be something in the distant future, not anytime soon. I had about a 9-month gap between my pacifist and genocide playthroughs. Hey, her back is fixed. Yeah, I know. I have like 10 different Gmail accounts that all redirect to the one central mail, so if someone doesn't know how to get in touch with me, they'll find out eventually. got like 6 or 7 Twitch accounts, and it gets ugly. Nutty? These Shauna's not an actual player character. Oh, it was Wink the whole time. I see. And he didn't kill her. I didn't really get the sense that Lloyd cared for Wink, that he just kind of rescued her to get close to the leader character. Maybe not. Even without me, my utopia will be built by Emperor Diaz. Huh. This is an unexpected twist for Lloyd. Go to Velweb, which sounds like Del Web, which is a American like industry for like assisted living homes for senior citizens. But I think it's supposed to sound like it's badass. Nice punch. Dang it, Lloyd! You're a big old genocider. Your death won't bring Labbits back. Anybody would die. Yeah, right. The Divine Moon Unobtainium. Is there a movie that like literally used the word unobtainium to describe their MacGuffin stuff? Is this the meaning of power that drives you? It really surprised me there that yeah, the legendary cursed divine V-balls of Ultra Hell. Nodovan, you joined the stream before we played Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden, Chapter 1 of the Hoops Barkley Saga, which is a Japanese, well, it's a JRPG, it's not made in Japan, but it takes place in a universe where the events of the movie Space Jam are canonical. It's a treat, you should play it, it's fairly short, it's like 8 hours long, and it's free to download. If you've ever played any Japanese RPGs before, it's like a massive satire on them, it's quite funny. The Core and Avatar both called it Unobtainium. Yeah, you have to use the ancient B-ball magics. I hope that the second game actually gets made. It's been in Kickstarter development hell for a while. They're still putting out updates. Their updates are funny though. Like I think their most recent one, they're saying we just spent a month working on procedurally generated menu frames. Now is the time to remember these. Solve the divine dragon, the existence of windmills, the divine moon objects, the utopia that Lloyd and Perdia's desire. I actually never saw Avatar. I feel like it might be too late now. That was the correct movie to go see in 3D. Yeah, that was the one that was in the Kickstarter update, Spiky. Because he was working on the procedurally generated menu frames. Oh, Sunshine's such a fun movie if you can accept the stupid buy. Like, oh, but it's a bomb the size of Manhattan. You're like, okay. You realize how big the sun is? If you can just accept that dumb buy and ignore like the last 10% of the movie, it's a super solid science fiction film. The thing I like about the first most of Sunshine is that it's like, you know what, we can do kind of a horror theme and just have it be being in space. Being in space is horrific. You don't need anything else. It's just like, it's terrifying. It's hostile to humans. Acquire a moon mirror. Acquire a moon dagger. Acquire a moon gem. I can summon Sailor Moon now. Did Lloyd actually join my party there? I assume not. No, he's just chilling. It's too bad. Maybe one of my party members will die and Lloyd will take over. There's still a thing I wanted to check out up here. Let me see if I can get to it. Yeah, no, it's super bad. I think that willingness to accept the buy for something is really important to enjoyment of fiction. I'm having trouble accepting the buy of Phoenix Wright, for example, because it just feels so out of place compared to everything else. It might be like the personal like bias against the supernatural and like superstitious crap that I generally don't like. But anyway, like I feel like knowing Andrea and a lot of people in the physics community, physicists tend to have a harder time like dealing with bullshit like that in movies. Yeah, that's really stupid, but the movie's fun, so let's just enjoy it, turn our brains off and have fun. That makes sense of the effects. Right, sorry. Don't think I can do anything in this room. This is the not Genova room. Hey Chandler, how's it going? Happy Thursday / Friday. How was your day treating you? Magician Faust. My name is Faust, the commander of the super mobile fort of Flonville, Rose Land of Taboo. We love to pass through. To stay alive, go away at once. That's a good question. What is that? Should you at least let me get the little chest on the ground there? Therapy ring. What the hell is that? Need to unequip his mage ring anyway. Find out. Therapy ring. Recovers HP each turn. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. Might put that on Dart, especially since I assume that the HP regeneration is a function of their health total. If he has the most HP, he'll get the most value out of it. I could drop his attack pretty significantly, but you can live longer to heal other people, and it's totally worth it. Guessing that Faust there is an optional boss, I might try to save and fight him real quick before we progress. And go get all my MP back and all that fun stuff. Yeah, super exciting. We're within range of either donations hitting it each month or like the extra money that doesn't make a goal rolls over to the next month's donation goal, so it basically means that every other month you get it. It's cool. I'll go this way. I'm already so sleepy. Marty. Ben would at least look up for a second in the hope that he might get fed, but Marty is out. He is so sleepy. Looks like I'm getting some mild dropped frames again, folks. Haven't gone down yet. The plan if we go down is to keep trying to reconnect. I'll try to hop on my phone if Comcast goes all the way down and let you guys know what's going on in Discord. He's so sleepy. He's so tired. Alright, let's get folks MP back first and foremost. I wish there was a thing I could go do to recover here, but I don't think that's an option, unfortunately. Yeah, that makes sense to the effects. I think the icicle ball is more dangerous than Ben!
Die.
What are you doing, Ben? Just knocked the microphone into my headphones. Hi, Ben. Yes, I know, you're very furry. Yes. Oh, aw. That's adorable. Yes, I love you too, Ben. You're very soft and furry. He just comes over and like knocks the mic into my head. Makes this loud tonk sound. He's like, I'm here to snuggle. Yeah, I'm the same way as Sortus. We're gonna guard for a few rounds, get Rose's MP back. Yes, I know, Ben. You're so soft. Love you too. He's purring really hard, too. My cursor memory here. I've lost the use of one hand. He's sitting in my other hand. This used to happen all the time when we were in California, and it's just like the way the stream office was set up. You had easier access. Yeah. People on the internet are weird about it, right? Sortus, like, furries are an easy target. I mentioned that in the demographic survey result, that you're fairly unlikely to run into a furry, so I think that people are more comfortable being nasty about it to others unfairly. Shouldn't be nasty to anybody at all. Right. I mean, honestly, I was, well, still pretty socially inept. I was significantly more socially inept as a kid, and I got to, like, cut my teeth on being a social person by doing stuff on the internet. That's where I could practice being social with less real consequences. So eventually, like, Dylan became Marstead. The personalities merged, and I became in real life who I am online. But for a long time, there was a pretty big difference. Like, I was a much more social and outgoing, positive person online, and a fucking weirdo in real life. Now we're the same kind of weirdo. So two different weirdos. Works out pretty well. Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of streamers that embrace it too, Sortus. I would say it's out of vote. Interesting. Yes, Ben, no, I love you too. I don't think you guys can hear his purring through the Reaper audio filter on my mic. Would you help me solve puzzles in a castle environment? Would you run off on your own? You'd probably run off on your own. Trico has enough dog in him. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I see. Still good to hear. Mage ring, switch that to just basically anything else for now. Do the attack that, it's fine. Bye, Ben. You're very soft and furry. Well done. Your PhD in furriness and your bachelor's in softness. Very good effects. Sometimes I have to remember that not everybody is like hip on internet lingo. I remember one time I weirded somebody out by using the phrase circle jerking, which has like zero sexual connotation to me. It means what it means on the internet, right? Like having a conversation where you don't challenge each other, you just circle jerk. At first, like, what the fuck are you talking about, circle jerking? Oh, sorry, that means something different.
Demon stance.
Oh, Ben, are you gonna go snuggle with Marty now? Is that your life plan? I understand. I can get behind this. Ow. Yeah. Good chambers more specialties. No, I came to realize that. I figured people would just get what I meant by it. Circle Jerk has a bite to it, though, that I think is a bit more... Echo Chamber doesn't really feel like there's a bite. Like, yeah, I don't really just want to spend a bunch of time in an Echo Chamber. It's like, I really don't want a Circle Jerk. Like, there's that nice, like, ka, hard consonant sound. Oh, kitties. That'd be cool, Sornus. Using Marty as a pillow, Ben? Is that your strategy over there? They're adorable. Might just leave them on for a bit. I got anything going on over here as I like grind my MP back. There we go.
Yes! Go! Madness! Hero!
Madness hero indeed.
Die.
Ah, shit. I got out of practice, man. Sit here thinking I was invincible. Would never use a counter on me. For shame. For shame. Okay. So, let's, I'm gonna double check my addition progress. Unfortunately, when I'm, like, trying to get their MP and HP back, I'm not really leveling up their additions at all. Just very slowly getting a full heal. Let's keep the therapy ring. Interesting item name here. And he should still have the bandit's ring, so his speed is slightly better. And I guess I could keep her with the attack badge. She definitely has the best addition. It's doing a lot of damage. Roll that, see how it goes. I don't know, I haven't played the game before. I'm like, if previous progress is any indication, I feel like I'm like halfway through disc 3. So, it's probably reasonable. I've missed an estimate once, and that was with Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge. I think it's because it was a pretty well-known game, so the estimate was fairly tight, and I had to practice the final boss fight for quite a while. I think I hit the estimate on my first or second Dracula attempt, and then spent another hour or so learning his patterns until I could beat him. I think the longer the how long to beat estimate, probably the more likely it is you'll come in under it. But there's only been a couple of exceptions where we've come in over the estimate in a significant way. Alright, let's see if this is in fact the optional boss as I expect it to be. This kitty is very cute. Below is the land of Temple. You fools. Hopefully he's not like a super boss. The other optional boss we fought wasn't that bad. Ben and Marty wrestle sometimes. They hiss at each other, but they're generally pretty friendly. You disturb my rest, walk away, or you will lose your life. It's Evil Pope. Cool. Alright. I'm bored with Evil Pope. Do I want to do special with somebody? If I were to do it with anybody, it should probably be Dart. It's interesting.
Die. Demon's dance.
That did no damage. Okay. Maybe he's not joking around.
Rod Typhoon.
That also did no damage. Okay. Perhaps he only takes damage from magic. Let's give that a try. Save before coming in here. So. Ben can be a bit of a bastard. Today I was doing chores, doing the laundry and taking out the trash, and we have to have child locks on all of our, on like the fridge and the freezer and all of our cabinets. And I was cleaning out one of the cabinets and we got to lock it. And like the 2 minutes it took me to take the trash outside, he got in the cabinet, took out a whole loaf of bread, and took a bite out of every piece of bread. Like he doesn't like eat a slice of bread; he takes a bite out of all of it and just to ruin each piece. Like, God damn it, man! It's a pretty standard Ben activity. Pay attention and see if this actually does damage here or not. Does he take damage from magic? He does not take damage from magic. Oh, you can only fight him if you have 50 Stardusts? Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and avoid them. I was hoping that his move would just instantly kill me there then, if he wasn't meant to be fightable at this point. So you don't have to find out the hard way. But the fact that I do 0 damage is definitely nice. I think if you're going to have a super boss like that has some sort of thing you need to do in order to be able to challenge it, it should be very clear that you can't win. Like that was, right? I can't do any damage to him. But if they maybe do 10% damage, I might think, oh, maybe that's technically winnable and waste a bunch of time on it. That's funny, Zornis. Oh my god, Ben. Alright, Cat Cam's going back on. He's gripping Marty, and then he's bicycle kicking him in the face. That's adorable. Don't kick your brother in the face, Ben. It's mean. So Marty's like, can you not do that? He's like this game's super boss, so he's like the emerald weapon or ruby weapon, Gilbert. Okay. There was another optional boss earlier that was very, approachable, fightable. But it's good to know that he's not actually meant to be fought right now. Thank you for saving me the trouble. I ended up getting the therapy ring in that room, so it wasn't a total wash. Poor Marty, his face pushed over to the side. What are you guys doing? I'm enthralled by that right now. Sorry, Legend of Dragoon. Cats are being fucking weird. I think I could probably autopilot my way out of this area. You done? No? Buckin, since I haven't played the game before, you be careful not to mention stuff I haven't gotten to. Yeah, it looks like the heal is still a percentage of his max HP, so giving him the therapy ring is the way to go.
Yes! Go! Madness!
I know, right? Marty seems to be okay with it. Come on, Marty, you can use your weight. Yeah, I screwed up that edition. I'm actually impressed what I'm able to do in peripheral vision in this game. Disregard. Impressed what I'm able to do in Mrs. First Swing of Edition.
Die.
Poor Marty. Bye, Marty. Bye, Ben. Alright. The saga of Ben and Marty is now over. It's quite
Yes.
good.
Go. Madness. Hero.
So Lisa, I didn't get a chance to talk to you at all after you guys' playthrough because you were at it for like 10.5 hours and were pretty tired. What did you guys think of Undertale? Anything you didn't like? Or would have done differently? I swear it had that particular penguin model. I think it's one of the bosses in the Pagoda in Final Fantasy VII. It looks really similar.
Yes. Go. Madness. Hero.
Cool. I'm really glad that I didn't spoil that, and it didn't get spoiled for you.
Die. Demon's dance.
That's the kind of thing that's like, it's really hard to hold that back, because you're like, yeah, it's an RPG. Remember before they started streaming, I was like, hey guys, what genre do you think this game is? And they're like, it's an RPG? I'm like, okay, cool.
Die.
Those sorts of media are just, they're so hard. It's like the Tucker and Dale versus Evil, and the Edge of Tomorrow, and Cabin in the Woods, where it's like, you really need to know nothing about it to enjoy it. Or Arrival is another one now. You should know nothing about that movie. But like, how do you convince someone to watch it if you don't tell them the thing that's cool about it?
Hero.
Even with Undertale, I feel like the dream is for someone to go in not knowing about pacifist versus genocide, but I don't know if there's a way for you to have the game be fun and not know that. Unless if you're willing to spend, 20 hours playing through the same content again to get to the pacifist stuff. You have to have like a... It's all very trust focused, right? So you have to have like a central person who can consume media that you trust. Like, you really need to watch Edge of Tomorrow and I can't tell you anything else, but like, okay. Oh really, Inland? That's cool. Yeah, that video is probably my best performing YouTube video. I got a couple people who came in here from Undertale. Yeah, that's how I presented it to them as well. Polaruski. I phrase it as, you can beat the game while getting 0 XP, which I think... I was really trying to consider what's the best way to tell them that and minimize spoilers. I think putting it that way as opposed to killing anything might be a little bit slightly less spoilery. Until Dawn. Cool. Given that we know we're not supposed to know anything about Until Dawn, like, what's the back of the box, like, elevator pitch for that game? I haven't played it. Well, I think the dream, like the developer intent, Polaruski, is that the scene in the hallway with Sans where he tells you what XP stands for, like, if you fucked up, if you didn't know about the pacifist playthrough, that would hit you like a sack of bricks. And that would have been really cool to feel like, oh shit, when that happens. But the problem is, if that hits you like a sack of bricks and you want to keep progressing past that point, you now have to play through the whole game almost identically with maybe a couple exceptions. So I think we were saying during that stream, like the way to do it would be to make the normal playthrough be very different in content from the pacifist playthrough. Like Genocide is different. Let's sell this shit. Some room back. Teenagers who go to a cabin in the woods and your decisions affect who lives or dies. Point and click. That sounds amazing. I think you keep playing, but like, what's gonna make you reload the game up and play through the normal stuff again from scratch? You know what I mean? That's the hard part. Definitely need more of these in case there are future bosses that have instant kill mechanics. Get this back up to 6. This is probably fine. 6 reses, 6 party heals, and 3 single target heals. Oh, right, Leon? Yeah, I've had that happen up on stream before, too. Like, oh man, this thing! Wait, nobody mentioned an example of that thing, but it's a huge spoiler. I think Resurrection is the one that came up recently. Like, there's some media that handles Resurrection well, but let's not talk about any of them. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, the effects. Cabin in the Woods, Tucker and Delbert is Evil, Edge of Tomorrow, and Arrival are all films that are best appreciated knowing nothing at all. So it makes it really hard for you to sell to somebody.
Die.
Short or risky, yeah, I can see that.
Yes! Go! Madness! Hero!
Die.
World's End. I feel like I've heard that before. What is it?
Die.
When you have those interesting bits of media that like they're like spoiled by popular culture or even spoiled by the trailer when the movie came out. So like I don't think anyone's gotten the intended experience in Terminator 2, unfortunately. Although the movie's constructed in a way that it should be unexpected. But everything about the marketing for that film and like popular culture gives it away. You'd have to like have a kid and like have your kid watch Terminator 2 without telling them or showing them anything.
Rod Typhoon!
It's in the Discord, Leon. The spoilers channel currently is subtyped for Arrival. If you want to throw some stuff in there, I'd be happy to talk to you about it. I tried to get all hype about it, but nobody popped in at the time. Oh, the same guys as Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. Cool. Oh man, go watch it. Go watch Terminator 2. You probably don't even have to watch the first one, although maybe. First Terminator is a slasher film. The second one is like a really great template for modern R-rated action movies.
Die.
Yeah, you could probably watch. I think that they cover the events of Terminator 1 and Terminator 2, right? At the beginning of the film, so... I feel like if you go and you watch Terminator 1, it might turn you off and be like, why do I care about this? Because the tone is just so different and not as rad.
Die.
Shit. Keep missing that. So, just like speaking technically, Arrival is a impressively lean film that is really good at show don't tell storytelling. It assumes a smart audience and it's a 2-hour story that's told in 2 hours very well. It's got a great economy of dialogue and pacing and atmosphere. So it doesn't treat you like you're dumb. I feel like there is some executive meddling in a movie like Interstellar to like hit you over the head with some of their ideas instead of just assuming that you'll figure it out. So if you like hard sci-fi and you like smart movies and you like lean movies that don't feel like they're crammed full of shit, go watch Arrival. I haven't did he pass? Check the Facebooks and see if he's posted yet. Probably heal soon, or I can move the therapy ring over the doors. Try moving that around a bit. Pull up his Facebook page. Just refresh, right?
Die.
Oh, he just posted it. You can call me Dr. Jai. Actually, this would be kind of cool. Would you guys help me out and like type "Congratulations, Dieter"? His name is Diedriarch. He just passed his PhD thesis defense and is now Dr. Diedriarch. Put his name in here. I'll take a screenshot of it and post it on his Facebook wall. I think he'll appreciate that. Girl Shauna is in Velweb as well. Those are 3 button objects. Don't ask me these questions. Thank you guys. Set to zone out of here so I can pull up Facebook. This might make OBS mad. Never have to look at the thesis again, right? Thanks, guys. Send it to him like that. Off we go. Don't know how to get to this Velweb place, but it's probably worth going back to the town to start with. Had anyone in chat played Legend of Dragoon before and know where I should be headed to next? Because I assumed it was leaving this dungeon area. Talking to Faust is not correct for progressing right now. Cool, see you, Mega Man. Have fun. Super Metroid blind stream is rough, difficult to come by. That's a game a lot of folks have played. Ow.
Run, Typhoon!
I'll look it up. Come on. Oh my god. Dart. There you go, buddy. Ugh. Some people's darts, man. Were Lloyd boss fights. HTML walkthrough. separated into different pages, like clickbait site. No. Chapter 3. Faust. Only do this quest if you have all Stardust. Yes. What businesses? Lloyd, here we go. Head down and exit. Oh, there's a new exit, I guess, from the glacier. Alright, we'll go back to Leningrad, we'll heal up, maybe buy some new items, and we'll go back into the glacier and find a new exit. Must have missed it before. Hey, welcome back, Sortis. Buy something. So the plan is to, I think, just stay at the inn pretty much, and then turn it around and go back to the glacier to figure out where the exit is. I don't remember what was blocked off there. This next screen is talking to merchants, restocking. Down the left intersection, up. Original route to go through. I don't know where that is, but we can figure it out if we make it back to the merchants and then cross backwards from there. Heck yeah, I think he's Sortis. I'll pass that along to him. Just put a big screenshot on Facebook of everybody in chat saying congrats. I think at this point, among subscribers, Ganymede Native has to finish defending. And then everybody's a doctor. All the doctors. We have a friend out here we're going to go see real and Chris. He's in the programmatic division at the Los Alamos National Laboratory. Programmatic is code for weapons, so he's working on some nuclear-related stuff there. He was originally an astrophysicist, and I guess that when you learn about that, when you shift to being a programmatic scientist, like there aren't any colleges or universities that teach you that, right? So you basically have to earn another PhD in weapons research from the lab. So he's kind of working on his second PhD, and it's funny to me because Andrew and I always joke about, yeah, let's go to Poland, sounds good. Andrew and I always joke about TV shows and movies, like nowadays it's not impressive enough for a character to have one PhD. So if you're ever watching a film or a TV show and you're like, oh yeah, he's got 2 PhDs, you're like, seriously? Who has 2 PhDs? It's so unnecessary. Well, if it's right here, that's like 2. Definitely kaiju. Gotta get a PhD in kaiju research. And it's especially bad when it's a show like Criminal Minds. The Reed character had 2 PhDs at the time he was 16. It's like, isn't it impressive enough that he like was in grad school by the time that he was 16? He doesn't need to have 2 PhDs.
Die.
We're just goofy now.
Yes! Go! Madness! Hero!
Right, exactly. It's pretty sucky. You have a lot of autonomy, at least in STEM or physics is what I've had the most observation over. But the autonomy can be kind of stressful as well, because you probably don't have someone who's telling you, okay, now do this, now do this. So if you're a procrastinator, it's really easy to procrastinate.
Demon's dance.
You'll have it in the back of your mind, oh, I should be working on my thesis research. What more do you know, arts? Yeah, I don't know to what extent the like I have 2 or 3 PhDs thing is like them trying to outstupid each other. It could be the case, right? It's not the same as like the I hacked his Internet Explorer stuff. His Internet Explorer was full of viruses. Did you get your master's food effects? This must be the other X that I was looking for. If I know how to go there. Oh, it's actually not as hard as I thought it was. Didn't even notice that on my way out. Glad we came back in and checked. I'm still getting occasional drop frames, folks, so I don't think that's going to stop today, but it hasn't gone down. Looks like it's maybe once every 5-10 minutes or so for a brief time. If anyone has more severe problems than that, please let me know.
Die.
I didn't know you were Dr. With Effects. Really?
Yes. Go.
What's your doctorate in? That's super cool, man.
Hero.
All the internets. After you have to have that line of dialogue, and someone has to be like, "Oh my god." That's why I love like Downton Abbey, because everybody responds to everything like they just said they hacked all their internets. Like, it's time for dinner, but nobody's running the dinner bell. Oh my god.
Die.
Ah shit, I didn't think it was an encounter that late. I haven't learned my lesson. Still screwing that up pretty hard. IT crowd's pretty big. 011899988199725 Oh, cool, man. What made you go for the, like... So I know all my experiences with, like, my wife and a lot of her friends and colleagues in physics. Why does one go for a doctorate in computer science? Is it something where you're looking to work in academia? Like a mathematician sort of a thing? You become a professor? Like, what's the expected track there? I don't know if are there terribly many industry jobs that expect that coming out of university and grad school? And it was like, did they give you a stipend to do your research? Like Andrea didn't have to pay for grad school. Like her stipend covered her tuition and gave her like $20,000 a year. So like a minimum wage salary as a stipend.
Die.
What I understand is common in STEM, but not so much in other grad schools. Cool. Break the internet. I know a lot of people who routinely Google to get to Google. You can Google recursive though, that one's pretty funny in-joke for them. I assume they haven't taken that off the internet. There's just recursion. Yeah. Google recursion. Up to the Snowfield warning slide. Cool. No, that's really cool, man. Check it out. Yeah. See on. So the new Twitch dashboard is pretty cool, but it has this delightful thing where it like automatically unmutes your video. Like I don't think there's anyone who wants to play their stream audio while they're streaming. I've managed to catch it every day before you get too much like Hall of Mirrors echoing my microphone. Yup. Has anyone ever been like the family like cleaner of the computer? Like you go see your mom, your grandma, your in-laws' computer, and there's just like toolbars, 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 toolbars. More toolbars than there is window room. It's a double-edged sword because you can fix it for them, but if anything ever goes wrong with your computer, it's automatically your fault since you messed with it. Not them for installing 60 malware toolbars. Yeah, Parks and Recreation. Wasn't that that was a ad-lib line from Chris Pratt, right? And they had to cut immediately afterward because everybody started laughing. Okay, let's check out everybody's additions. Madness Heroes getting there, 15 more. Demon's Dance. I guess I don't really have to check hers. It'd be nice to know when it's done, but yeah, the deeps on this thing is pretty good now. It's a little bit higher than Gust of Wind Dance, and still there's room to grow. It's exciting. Really happening. There's a lot of those comedy shows that they do a lot of improv. Like It's Always Sunny, I think, is another one where they like write out the basic bullet points of what they want to do for a scene, and they do like 5 or 6 takes where they just sort of improv within that. Get some really good stuff. I don't think a show like Arrested Development ever did that. Just for guest movies. I think they said that a lot of Ghostbusters was done that way too, like the original two films. Bowling and Wild Man.
Yes! Go! Madness! Hero!
14 more.
Die.
Can't believe I didn't get a counter there. It was one of the few times I was attacking and was expecting it the whole time and it just didn't happen.
Rod Typhoon!
Ben. Oh, don't you dare, Ben. Ben was just experimenting with like pushing one of my monitors forward. Not a good idea, buddy. Please don't knock the monitor off the desk. Womp womp.
Yes! Go! Madness! Hero!
See if I can show you what he's up to. This is the monitor he's trying to push down. What are you up to? You don't have to look so guilty. You can't hide. Burnout. Probably threw that out. What's up, Lloyd? I'm glad we're friends now. Okay, let's go take a break and have a nice chat. When Andrew and I saw Arrival, we saw a trailer for a movie that had Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. It's like, is this movie designed to make Reddit explode? The world now is rotten like a fallen fruit. We've been here before, I think. But has the same smell as a world ruled by Melbu Frama, the wingly dictator. A world where inertia is considered to be peace, and the easy path leads to devolution. Overture to the destruction has already begun. Devolution. You're saying this is the reason why our magic power is deteriorating. Diaz is a pretty cool costume. How can we regenerate the world? Great will, the creator so prepared the last, the 108th species. The last species is the last god which will regenerate the world and lead us to utopia. Ben, what are you doing? Please don't try to unplug them. 108 years, when the moon that never sets glares red, the moon child descends to the earth and should give a holy blessing to the world. The moon child of this legend is the last species. It is the god that gives holy blessings to the world. Why does the black monster give you to kill the moon child? The devil wants to stop the evolution after imagining himself scorched to death by the blessed light brought by the last species. What's the relationship between the divine moon objects you've been pursuing and the birth of the moon child? The ancient winglings feared their status as a supreme species and sealed up the 100th species. Key to dissolving the signal are the gem, dagger, and mirror named after the moon. You're going to release the god using the divine moon objects. Let me guess. The final entity, the god that's supposed to like usher in the era of Utopia, is actually evil because, surprise, it's a JRPG and god is evil. And then the black monster is secretly not bad. It's trying to stop the moon child from destroying everything. Why did you take Shauna away? Where is Shauna? I keep thinking he's saying all the truth to be told in Del Webb. Like the retirement community? Or my grandma used to live? The snow here looks the same. Hey, they went to the trouble of making footprints. I saw an interesting post on Reddit the other day. They were talking about... Okay, so there was a post in R Gaming that was some like indie developer who was really proud of the fact that he had finally gotten footprints to work in his game. And it looked like a really pretty art style for his game. And it got a bunch of upvotes and a lot of comments. It was a really productive conversation. And the post got taken down for being self-promotion. So there was another post on the R Game Dev subreddit saying that like the prohibition on self-promotion is really bad for seeing good content on Reddit. But like, it's one of those things where the people who abuse self-promotion, who spam, ruin it for everybody else, you know? And I've totally run into that as a streamer. Like, we had to cancel our podcast because our only real vector for sharing it was through the Twitch subreddit. That's the main place where Twitch streamers go to find content like that. And they said, well, you can post one episode, but you can't post more than that because that's too much self-promotion. You could try sharing it on Twitter or something, but I'm just going to find it there, you know?
Demon cells.
It wouldn't be a JRPG game, kill gods. I don't know how you fix that, though. I don't know how you, like, programmatically distinguish between, like, things that aren't necessarily intended to be self-promotion or are still productive for everybody, and things that are spam and just trying to get exposure. You'd hope that upvotes would control for that. Like, if it's spammy, people will just downvote it. Hey, thanks for the host, Sir Anderson. How you been? Bioshock. Now, remind me, is it a blind playthrough for you, or have you played the game before?
Yes! Go! Madness! Hero!
Yeah, it's true. Well, a lot of the communities are actually auto-mod. Handles most of it. But I think the problem becomes when you have a human making that judgment and saying, okay, this is okay and this isn't okay. It is fine when it's obvious spam. It's the moderation problem we run into, right? Like, we don't usually get people who are just obviously spamming or coming in and posting spoilers and just being bad. You get people that are, like, on the threshold at the margin. Like, is this spam or is this productive? And I think mods are afraid of, if they make a decision in one direction, that it's going to set a precedent and they have to make that same decision going forward. Cool. Have you done Bioshock Infinite before? I liked Bioshock 1 a lot. I probably should have waited a couple weeks for the re-release, the HD remake to come out. Relaunch, I should say. But I think I ended up liking Bioshock Infinite better. Ancient characters. The Winglies are going to teleport us back to the top. Okay. Thanks, Meru. Human characters. Gigantos 2. Interesting. Gotcha. I think the HD one came out for free to anybody who bought the original. Oh, what did you like about Infinite, Nodovan? I just like the setting. I think it's mechanically a superior game. It's mechanically, Infinite is Bioshock 1 as Mass Effect 2 is to Mass Effect 1. This has a lot of nice quality of life stuff in it. There should be 4 grab. Cool. You're in for a treat. Cursed land where the decline of the Winglies began. Nobody's allowed to touch the door. Judge Nomos of the court of Xenobatos. That does not tell me anything useful. I'm going to try to climb back up this mountain. I feel like I could stop while I'm sliding down and get some chests. Oh, perfect, Sir Anderson. This is a good way to do it. Should give it another try, Nodovan. I think it's a slower burn kind of game, which is rough after Bioshock 1, which very much like thrusts you into it right away, right?
Die.
I don't know if the HD version is any better. Yeah, you're able to present where you stop with minimal spoilers. Okay, so that's actually fairly far into the game. You think so? Man, I thought the gameplay and mechanics of Infinite were just way better than Bioshock 1. Bioshock 1 felt that the pacing was a bit too frenetic, especially like the pacing of, like it's not a bad game. Bioshock is still like 95 out of 100. But like compared to Infinite, I felt like they did a better job with placing the audio logs in places where you had time to sit and listen to them while progressing. And it's the follow difficult. Sure. Yeah, I guess the setting of Infinite grabbed me quite a bit better too. Like, speaks more to my history and things I'm familiar with, without going into what that theme is compared to Bioshock 1's theme. Yeah, Sphere Points comes from my Dungeons and Dragons setting. It's one of my house rules, but very heavily inspired by Japanese RPGs like Final Fantasy. When I first started streaming, I was expecting to do a lot more D&D stuff, but I've been holding that off until I get a bit of a more larger audience. lot of prep work goes into it. I think I'm going to give Rose the therapy ring and just move that around to whoever's low on health so I don't have to spend so many combats defending. Honestly, unless I got 3 bandit rings, I might want to give that therapy ring to the whole party just for like random battles and progression. Nice to meet you as well. How are you? Let me go. Probably do a round with the heal here. I'm sorry, Yahan. I know you're just holding on for more D&D any moment now. So these guys must be dark elemental, right? Is that like dark purple color? 50 average concurrence for a month. We'll do that. Can you steal from other people, Propagable? Madness Hero is probably getting close to being done. I'll have to double check after this battle. It's super low DPS compared to all the other additions that I have. I think it's meant to be just for like building up SP. Dart went from one of my hardest hitters to my weakest characters pretty quickly there. Oh, how'd that go, Kami? I feel like DMing someone's first game is really, really sensitive. You can pretty easily turn somebody off to tabletop gaming if you don't do it just right. Well, I mean, steal maps. I mean, really, the name of the game and being a good GM is stealing stuff, but then, like, taking it apart and rebuilding it. Instead of... The problem is that doing things from the ground up is extraordinarily hard creatively. And it's much easier to like take a map or take something from a module and just modify it so much that it no longer looks anything like it was originally. But it's easier for you to get ideas that way, I think, modifying versus creating from whole cloth.
Yes. Go.
Oh, awesome. Good luck. Yeah, that's true. Difficult. I didn't think about that. It's not the Dragon Ball thing where you're giving away what you're about to do. Oh, give players agency while still telling a cohesive, mostly linear story. It's that's the challenge, right? Hey, thanks for the host, difficult old stuff. What do you stream? Oh man, XCOM's coming up for me pretty soon. Enemy Within, I think, is what folks put on the voting spreadsheet. Once it wins on my voting spreadsheet after we beat Phoenix Wright 2. I guess we'll see. There's still a couple other games in the running that could supplant it, but it is likely to be played very soon. It'll be blind for me. I like tactical RPGs, but I've never played that series before. So therapy ring, and then put this back on attack badge, or whatever it's called. Attack badge. What's the difference? Having never played the series at all, it was the Enemy Within that they put on the spreadsheet, so don't really know which is which. I think we're probably okay. Cool, sir. You've been having fun with that? The core bit of advice I've heard that affects is prepare nothing, right? That's what Chris Perkins keeps saying. At best, have a list of bullet points, and everything else should be improv. That just sounds so hard to me. I have to prepare everything. Maybe my microphone's not close enough to my face. Is that better?
Die.
Or the game's louder?
Demon stance.
Is it a remake of it? Difficult? Yes, I agree.
Yes. Go. Madness. Hero.
Prepare for improv.
Die.
Oh shit. There goes the healing I just got from the therapy badge there. She's within range of auto-dying. I don't remember if you die in this game, if you get reset to 1 HP out of combat. I think you do. I don't think you have to use a Phoenix down afterward. Building layout, stock names. Yeah, like so the list of bullet points, right? Yeah, you're playing 5th edition, right, sir? I don't know how to land on that bottom platform. I guess I'll try exploring down here first. Maybe I can just skip those chests for now. Makes me want to die, but... Look at Meru, let's give her a little break. In a difficult old game, you should play Kingsfield. It's a game that I'd like to do with the quest to beat every awesome game, but it sounds like it hasn't aged terribly well. Womp womp. Kingsfield apparently being the OG Dark Souls games. The originalist one was called UFO. Yeah, I'd be interested to see how well they've aged, or how poorly they've aged.
Die.
Dang it, Bobby. Every time, man. I'm surprised she's as far along in her edition progress as she is, getting many times I missed that. I have to specifically ask these guys to stop throwing me bones.
Go. Madness. Hero.
Die.
The exact same point too. I was like, alright, Rose's turn to attack, let's get some DPS in there. Nope. I don't know why it's just not clicking in my brain. When we started the session today, I got several of those counters. Alright, be ready for counters.
Die.
Alright, better. I didn't finish the addition, but I also didn't get knocked back and lose the regeneration I just got for that turn.
Madness. Hero.
Original E release, send a mixed message. Midnight Terror. Jeez, that's probably a consumable item, right? We should look under discard. So we've learned. Frightens minor enemy. That sounds like garbage to me. Yeah, it's tough to get right. The ice. Seems to be very old. The surface is worn and I cannot read it. Interesting. It's a super pretty zone. Assuming since they made the throwaway comment about us not having to come here, this is optional. Having rose memories. God bless Diaz. God bless Gloriano. I guess I didn't appreciate that Diaz was super old like Rose. I'm gonna bring light to the human's future. I'm gonna pass judgment on the past of the Wingleys. I am Diaz. Maybe there's just loot here. I'm kind of concerned about there being another optional super boss. I don't have Kevin or Knight to guide me today. Mr. Bone.
Yes! Go! Madness! Hero!
Drug Typhoon!
Right. Honestly, though, you think about a game that doesn't do that, like Final Fantasy VIII, where you do have your party members following behind you, and it doesn't really add any value. Like, it's a lot of extra effort to make sure that they can path everywhere. I guess it looks kind of cool, but then like more of your pretty pre-rendered backgrounds are obscured, so I totally see why they have the whole walk into me and we'll join party together thing. Oops. Thanks, Propagable. Ben, what do you want? He's rubbing his face on the mic just off screen. And I know what he wants.
Die.
There we go. I don't think it was a problem with FF8. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't add a ton of value. It's a lot of extra work, especially for a PS1 era game. It looks kind of neat, but that's about the extent of it. Obviously, it's also on the voting spreadsheet if you're so inclined. Appropriately, exclamation point game 08.
Die.
There we go.
Demon stance.
Time. Oh yeah, Spiky. Oh. Like you never have to do that in games, right? I guess at least in Chrono Cross, it's you have so many party members potentially that you at least get to see them, the few that you picked, chosen ones. All right, so Dart is 6 more Madness heroes. We're more than halfway there with Demon's Dance. Whoa, oh, we're living on a prayer, and Odd Typhoon's got a way to go. Stunning Hammer is probably a weapon from Mario, I would guess. No? Is it a consumable item? Oops. Stunning Hammer stuns minor enemies, so not good. I like the idea of items that like help you to get through random battles slightly faster, but the problem with this game is that like you only can have 32 items at a time, so they easily miss the cut there in favor of healing items. And like poisons minor enemies is about as bad as it can get, right? Like, you want a random battle to end on the first or maybe second turn. Poison's like a boss fight spell. Oh god, the Sonic 3 barrel. Ugh. I would run out the time limit on that thing, man. I just thought I was doing it wrong. And I was doing it wrong. Oh, it's a rad sword. Hopefully it's an equipable sword, since there's very little in terms of weapon upgrades in this game. I heard you're going to have a wedding after this battle. No guarantee of coming back alive. Even if one of us dies, our bonds of affection are forever. Zig. Ziggy Piggy, Ziggy Piggy, Ziggy Piggy. What does that mean, Dart? Just me. Nani? Because the Dragoons made an appearance, it seems the souls of the soldiers who died in the Dragon campaign have been awakened. Okay. So, presumably an optional boss fight. Playing different music, so it might actually be a winnable boss fight, unlike the last one we tried. If you've played Legend of Dragoon before and you happen to know whether this fight is meant to be possible now, feel free to speak up, save me some trouble in case it's not. Try double checking this here. There's the Rose Storm, that seems to make a pretty big difference.
Rose Storm.
Be nice if you got a bonus for casting defensive magic when you're the one that triggered the special. I don't think there's much magic I want to use with Albert in this fight. Red-Eyed Dragon. Fire, 175% damage all. That sounds great. Let's try that. Looks like he has 3 body parts. I didn't see which ones were which. I'll take a look when Rose's turn comes up here. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's been so long, we got the Dragoon Spirit from Rose, like she just physically handed us the stone, right? Have we ever dealt with a red dragon in the game? Pretty nice. 3,000 total damage, I'll take it. Seeing a pattern here. Let's go for the sword first. I know that previous boss fights that have had multiple body parts have punished us for focusing on, like, not just the head, but in this case I'm not sure what would kill it. This is the sword that aggroed us. I'm kind of assuming that the sword is the one that we have to reduce its hit points to 0 to win. They're difficult. Nice meeting you. Get you around. Long cray summons. Okay, so that wasn't super good. Gas Bliss should do some extra damage. We haven't gotten it to 50% yet, and we've done like 1,500 damage. So it has at least 3,000 hit points.
Gas Bliss.
Okay, that was pretty good DPS there. Do I have enough? I don't think I have enough mana to do that again. Hell, I might just barely if we came into this at full capacity, but I'm not sure if we did or not. Rose isn't looking too hot right now. Oh, we got the sword down to red after Gas Bliss. And Albert does have enough MP to cast it one more time. Okay. I'm gonna try to just guarantee that it dies on Albert's turn then. Don't think there's too much else that I can do that's productive with Dart when his turn comes up, but I guess we'll see when we get there. Cross the bridge when we get to it. Nice. Okay, so this sword doesn't hit that hard. Maybe it gets weaker as you damage it. I don't know if this is in response to me reducing its health to 0, or if it's using this attack now. Ow. Is that the same kind of can't combat? Where it just kills you? Yes, it is. It's the same kind of combat that just kills you. Bummer. Alright, well we gotta be efficient with our usage here, because we gotta get out of Dragoon form if we want to resurrect Dart. Albert has a decent amount of hit points, so hopefully he'll survive long enough for us to be able to do that. Fingers crossed. Helmet is red. That is good to know. I have no more magic, so my only choice here is to attack. Only ever gotten it perfect twice. Pains me every time. Just don't know what it wants from me on the last one. Command blocking. Okay, what does that mean? Dragoon command blocked. Oh, so she can't transform anymore? That's interesting. I presume that's what that means. Don't know if I want them to attack Albert or Rose, because I need Albert to live long enough for him to drop Dragoon so I can res people. Okay, down to red, that's exciting. Nothing. Right in the center. I just don't know. I don't know what it wants from me. Okay, it sounds like we just killed the helmet. Just armor now, okay. So this is a doable boss fight. If we lose for whatever reason, I can reload my save, maybe get into some random battles and heal up and then try it again. It's not like the Faust fight. Unless if it has like a phase 2 or something crazy. Who knows? So Albert has to res Dart on his next turn. I think it was the helmet that did the command block thing, so hopefully I'm not at risk of that happening again. Fingers crossed, we'll see. Alright, so we bought 6 of these, which was a good choice. I'm curious how often that can't attack instant death move is going to come up for the rest of the game after Lloyd. Fortunately, this one doesn't seem to punish you for being in Dragoon form, like some earlier bosses have.
Die.
This might be confirmation bias, but I don't think I've seen the counter mechanic show up during a boss fight, only in random battles. can't combat. Super goofy name for it. Holy shit! Okay, that happens. Can you not throw a light switch rave and like one-shot 2 of my party members next time? Wow. Oops, and then the defender. Well. It's raining blood. Hallelujah. Holy shit. Wow, I wonder if it's just that Dart is weak against that particular attack. I don't know, but that hurts. We're going to use a Healing Breeze here, assuming we get a chance to use one before the boss gets to act again. Okay, good. Healing Breeze. Give me that bead chain. Sorry, that's so close. It's about going to Rogue One tonight. Rogue One set up. Here we go. He's at yellow health. Okay, good. Hoping the armor didn't have like 3 times as much health as the rest of his body there.
Demon's dance.
It's kind of cool that you can like build up her SP. You get a whole level of SP per attack with Demon's Dance. I don't think it's ultimately going to matter because her Dragoon command is locked out. I know that's like a thing that wears off eventually, but... Ow.
Die.
I think she went from being my worst DPS character to my strongest DPS after she unlocked her final addition there. It's making a huge difference.
Rod Typhoon.
Yeah, it's like almost a factor of 2 more damage than Albert, and this is pretty good. Red health, fantastic.
Yes. Go.
Oh shit.
Die.
Yeah, no counters during boss fights. I don't know if that's always true. Maybe certain enemies have like a flag that determines whether they're even able to counter in the first place. The fact that he hasn't done anything for a bunch of turns is really stressing me out.
Rod Typhoon.
Nice. Okay, if he was about to do his crazy rainbow rave attack, we stopped him before. Good, good. Soul Eater and Smoke Ball. That's a lot of XP. Right arm. I'll have to save post haste. Assume that that sword is the Soul Eater. Unless if it's a Rose weapon, that would make sense too. Oh, we wrapped that up pretty quickly. Alright. Dart. It is a weapon for him. Powerful, but HP decays each turn. So... I think it's the same as just instant death. I can't tell the difference. But what's the difference between having an attack badge and the healing thing to counteract it? So it goes up to 95. $75. I think it's better to just have the attack badge, actually, even though that's kind of boring. So we'll see how much the HP decay is versus the regen. I could try like stacking both of them, but I feel like that's gonna end badly. Panic Bell, Armor of Yore. Armor of Yore. Avoids poison, stun, and arm blocking. Heck yeah. Does she wear the other thing now? He already has Saint Armor equipped. Okay. Yeah, give me some negative status effect immunity, please. That's such a mandatory thing to go for in these RPGs. Okay. We'll test out the Soul Eater in the next random battle we get into. I should probably move some items around. I probably should even leave this area. It's a long walk, but I should go find merchants again and restock on Phoenix Downs and potions. I guess I'm leveling up additions on the path, so it's not a total waste of time. Ooh, gross. Do not like missing.
Die.
They might just counteract each other exactly. I didn't see anything on the screen there.
Hero!
Die.
Oops. Shit. Womp womp. Yes, Ben, I know you're very hungry. You'll get fed a little bit earlier tonight, because we have to sign off early for
Run, Typhoon!
Rogue One. Okay, man. Alright, so do I want to leave this zone? I think I have to restock. I think that Lloyd fight was almost really bad. We used exactly as many Phoenix Downs as we had, and it could have gone really far south otherwise.
Die. Demon stance.
I think Albert's catching up on his attack speed too, which is nice.
Run, Typhoon!
Like, it used to be, even with the Bandit's Ring, Dart would almost always act before he did. Alright, off we go. Yeah, so there's different area themes there too, even though it's such a small side optional area, presumably. That's a lot of dudes. I think I have an easy way to kill them. I don't have any more MP for Dart. Shoot, it's a little early there. Probably send Dart to attack that guy on the right. I think Rose could probably one-shot them if I don't screw up her addition.
Die.
Nice.
Demon stance.
Nice. As expected. Ben.
Go! Hero!
Bye, Ben.
Die.
Double check my additions after this battle. I think I'm getting pretty close to finishing Madness Hero. Been able to rely on audio cues for long enough now. I'm worried about whatever the next ability is, right? Okay, additions. 4 more on Madness Hero. 18 more on Rod Typhoon. Rod Typhoon, I think, unlocks, once we finish that one, we have Albert's Ultimate Edition, which is pretty exciting. I have no idea how to get to those 2 chests. They're taunting me down there. What is he holding? Is it like an ice pillar or something?
Rod Typhoon.
Yes! Go! Madness! Hero!
You've played Legend of Dragoon before and you know how to get those 2 chests at the bottom. Feel free to speak up. I think it has to do something to do with controlling your slide when you fall down the cliff, but like the random battle rate is so high here that I don't want to try it more than a couple times. It's definitely a frozen hexagonal penis. Hey, it's Occam's razor, right, Donovan? Clearly. Couldn't be anything else.
Die. Demon
Good night, Johan.
stab.
Sleep well. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time.
Rod Typhoon.
Yes! Go!
Oops, shit. I know, right? It's just too obvious. I don't even know why I questioned it. Down. We're gonna go. I'm actually gonna even try to go back to the town. I don't know if that's too terrible a walk. Wait. I can rest in the bonfire room. Holy shit. That's exciting. No merchants though. I need to decide if I want to go hunt down a merchant. The way that camping is arbitrarily restricted in a lot of these, like, JRPGs, where a lot of WRPGs will pretty much just let you camp anywhere. You know, sometimes they'll add some consequences to it, like Darkest Dungeon does. Hey Namaku, how you been? Doing well. Looking forward to seeing Rogue One tonight. Got the midnight showing tickets at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, so be wrapping up in about an hour and stream a bit early. I think the last time I went to a midnight showing was last year for Force Awakens. If Disney keeps it up, I'm kind of impressed with their handling of the franchise so far. Not that they can do no wrong. Kind of interesting to see an example of like a giant corporate entity acquiring the rights to something and having it be good and not awful, right? Same thing happened with Marvel, I feel like. Awesome, congratulations. We've got a bit more we have to do on Amazon, I think, but we're pretty much there. Went to Santa Fe this past weekend to do some...
Yes! Go!
shit. So close to being done with Madness Hero 2, and now I'm just choking.
Rod Typhoon.
I don't know what I'd do without Amazon. Amazon, if we're like traveling for Christmas, even lets me ship the stuff to where we're headed to, so we don't have to pack it. Great.
Die. Demon stance.
Yeah, I guess it remains to be seen whether the reshoot was indicative of a larger systemic problem with Rogue One, or if it just means that they're committed to quality, so it was worth going back and fixing it. I heard when they were first working on the script, they were describing it as Saving Private Ryan in space, which sounds great. Right, Notafin. Amazon gift cards, basically cash. I have a problem with, like, ritualistic gift giving in general. I totally get it if, like, you go somewhere and you see something like, oh man, that's totally Notafin, or that's totally Marstead, or that's totally Andrea, or whatever, and you get it. But that, like, doesn't necessarily need to be for Valentine's Day, or their birthday, or Christmas, right? It's just, you saw a cool thing and you picked it up. I think it makes sense to have ritualistic gift giving for children, people who can't exchange gifts. And this subject has come up on the stream before. We've talked about how showing that you're able to buy a gift is like a social test that's valuable, I guess. Does everyone have a wish list? Andrea does that now. She just like goes on ThinkGeek and makes a wish list of things. That's the way to do it. Capital Del Web, Senior Citizens Assisted Living. So we just need to have a culture of people with public-facing wish lists. It's trivial to look up, just have it be like a Facebook feature or something. God, I bet Facebook would be all over that. Opportunity for monetization, right? I would sign up for it, I wouldn't care. God, right, nothing. Maybe that's going to be the killer app. Somebody that makes a giant centralized wishlist service that everybody uses for everything. You can always track what people want, whether they have it. So you buy it, it ticks it off the list, like a wedding registry. You can potentially source from all sorts of places like Amazon and Etsy. Right. Drag the pass around, you can't walk anywhere. Interesting little in-universe idiom. Forbidden land that was the royal capital of the Winglies. This Velweb is a mere historic ruin. Yeah. No, I'm totally in that line of thinking. Like, don't go on the day where it's going to be crazy busy everywhere. Go like the weekend after or something, do it observed. I know some people who take the actual day super seriously though, like, you have to celebrate their birthday on their birthday, you have to do Christmas on Christmas. You can't, if you do it observed, it's lesser in some way. Maximum volt.
Yes. Go.
Go.
Hero.
I guess I'll have to do 3 more. I started choking once I only needed 4.
Rod Typhoon.
Christmas and Easter, sure.
Die.
Shit. Oh, that's interesting. The counterattack missed. I didn't think that was possible. I thought it was just like automatic damage that you took if you screwed up the...
Die.
There we go. I need to like sit forward in my seat whenever Rose uses an addition.
Demon stance.
I think the thing that gets me is that it's frequent enough, like boss fights. Oh, did you notice the floating rock in the background? That's cool. It's common enough in this game that you'll get into a fight where counters can't happen, so you run out of practice on it. And like it never happens for Albert, and it never happens for Dart with their current additions. Legend of Dragoon First World Problems. My addition's too good. It's too likely to get a counterattack on it. Alright. Dart is 2 more, 20 more, 13 more. They're hard to do, man. They're tough. I still haven't been able to do a perfect Dragoon attack. I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. No idea why I'm screwing it up. Everything visually looks like I'm executing correctly, but...
Die.
There we go. Screwed up the end of it, but that's okay. The Japanese version is harder? How does that work? What's different about it? We said Dragoon level 5 is the highest Dragoon level in the game, right? That sounds right.
Die.
Totally expecting a counter there. Is the timing just more precise? Is it more likely to have counters? What did they nerf about it in the English version? They're not good. I keep feeling like I'm getting a decent amount of XP from random battles, but I'm just not realizing how much the XP to level up is scaling. Maybe it's making sure that people catch up if they were dead for a boss fight. And hey, there's the merchant NPCs. That's exciting. Tag ball, it's garbage. Sorry, so. Enemies have higher health, do more damage, but your damage is more or less the same. Yikes. It's brutal. Appreciate that they show you the merchants there so you know to go back and check. Try to sell all the attack items I just picked up that have names for them. One more and we're doing Madness Hero. Which is very exciting. Still got a long ways to go before we do all of Dart's additions, I think. Shit. Kraken under pressure.
Die.
There we go.
Demons dead.
Much better.
Die.
Might have Albert defend his next turn so I can finish Madness Hero with Dart. Albert goes first. The Dark Souls hint input. Yeah. Have you tried this? Can you send me that as a Discord message, by the way, Nodovan? And I use Discord as like a task list. I'll follow up and make your sound effect. I still have to hook up Serp with his chat badge for prestiging.
Yes! Go! Madness Hero!
I am ignorant. What is the Gurlit collection, John? Google it quick. Nazi era art. He was himself a Nazi, or did he just collect art? That didn't cross my desk at all. Is this like saying I don't know what the Yellowstone supervolcano is? Sweet. Alright. I should be changing his shit out anyway. Let's give him the attack badge. Get the attack badge. You get the therapy ring. Since you have more health to make it make sense. And you get the bandits thingamajig. Should make her act really frequently, I think, if she has both the dancer's shoes and the bandit's ring. Am I blind? Hold up. Maybe she can't equip it. Maybe they don't stack or something. Still yeah, maybe they just don't stack. Huh. Unexpected. His father worked for Hitler as an art dealer. He got stopped in 2012 by German border guards and investigated. They found over 1,500 lost works from before 1940, including a lot of the German deviant art. Valued at over $1 billion. Lost Monets and all sorts of other famous artists. So just by chance he got stopped in 2012? What was he traveling in? Did he have like... Okay, he must not have been carrying the 1,500 pieces of art when he was traveling in like a truck or something, right? He got stopped, they found out, and they investigated him further and found everything. Always customers, even in this kind of place. Nani? It's all due to the skills of my passionate merchant soul. It's a great Japanese sentence. We are peddlers. Sure. That's cool. But yeah, what's the details on him getting caught? It's the crazy part to me, it sounds like. Garbage. I really need a lot of those. Garbage. I have not played Shadow Hearts, so you're not the first person to mention it. I've heard it's a really good game. There's a couple people looking to add them to the working spreadsheet. Okay, don't throw out attack balls, they're at least worth 50. Probably not going to be able to use that sachet ever. Seems fine. Leave 4 open inventory slots. Using a train from Switzerland to Austria, they found cash on him just under the required reporting level. He was investigated for tax reasons. They went into his apartment and found art everywhere. Wow. That's crazy. Thank you for sharing that story. I had no idea. Yanto ring, resists physical attack and defense. It's probably better than the attack badge, right? Energy girdle gives 50% more SP. That's cool. These buys me. I think I met them earlier. He sold a piece every decade or so and needed a few more million to live on. That's that idea. He needed a few more million to live on. What kind of lifestyle did he have? He hadn't paid taxes since the 60s. He wasn't registered with the German federal government, which is required. Holy shit. That's a story. I don't know how that evaded me. I feel like I've at least seen it on Reddit or something. And it's the same guy who had hoarded it since then? Or it was passed down from his dad, did you say? Humans shot huge arrows from there, aiming at the Tower of Thorn. Ben, don't rub your face on the mic. Arrow would not only shear the darkness that covers the earth, but also shear the corrupted hearts which are accustomed to being ruled. Interesting. So just because he had just enough cash. Pure of mysteries waiting for us. The place definitely has a really big endgamey feel to it. I don't think I asked, I don't know, to anyone who's played Legend of Dragoon before, if you're in chat, How long is disc 4? I'm used to the final disc of a PS1 RPG just pretty much being the final dungeon and fight and cutscenes. But is the fourth disc fairly long in this one? Comparably long to the rest of the game? Hey, Shirley, you can't be serious. I haven't seen her since disc 1. She helped us get a Dragoon spirit. Before us into heaven, I had something to take care of here in Belgium. The 4 souls of the Dragoons who lost their lives during the Dragon campaign. Right out of it. Souls are drawn to Mayfield, Gate of the Inferno, for which you can never return. Again, the names in this game do not sound as as important as they should, which is fine. That's a fun trope to subvert, where everything has a name that is befitting its severity. I like when it doesn't work that way, and your big villain's name is like Walter or something. Still, Mayfield is like the gates of hell. Yeah, right, sir. I could even be like, do the low-key self promotion and be like, today I learned on my stream that nudge nudge wink wink, say no more, say no more. I made their souls inert and anchored them in this place. Oh, that's just a thing that you do on Thursday. After you meet Diaz, please visit this place again and lead their souls to heaven. Let's take care of something else now. Let's go find Roger. Oops, we want to hit that save point. Hopefully this doesn't trigger like a cutscene or something. Okay. Let me go to the save point. Good. And I was gonna say, if she blocks me from going to the save point, I'm about to be pissed. Yeah. I have a cool. The one thing that I would share on Twitch, I might wait until February of next year to try it, or not Twitch, Reddit, February of next year to try it. I have a retrospective from my first year of streaming where like 1 frame equals 1 session of a game, and it goes in chronological order from when we started streaming to for the first year. It's in my highlights. You can check it out if you're interested. That might, if I manage to get it into a high quality GIF, that might work. Not that I want a giant temporary infusion of people anyway. I kind of like these slow and steady. Let's get 1 quality person every couple of weeks to a month over 100 concurrents for 2 months.
Yes, go.
How did I not? I forgot to switch off Madness Hero. I'll do it after this battle here.
Die.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. That's what I was missing. Like, why does his will matter if he was a criminal? Statute of limitations is passed.
Rod Typhoon.
Getting a lot of dropped frames again. It doesn't look like the stream is dying, but you might see some skippiness for a bit. My apologies. I will call Comcast again.
Demon
Gonna be a
stance.
weather thing out here since it was happening to Polar Brewski earlier. Wait. 1-0 for a second. This is pretty bad. Let me type in chat real quick. We're just gonna chill here for a second. to see if this window of dropped frames passes. But if you're hearing this and you haven't refreshed yet because there was just recently a significant amount of buffering from dropping to 0 kilobytes per second, you may want to refresh the stream page so that you sync back up and you're not behind by 30 or more seconds. Just going to give it another 15 seconds or so to chill out, and then we'll continue. Okay, I think we might be okay. Taxation is a great catch-all for basically all criminals, right? So they got Al Capone on, isn't it? Billion in uncleared assets, wow. Oh, interesting. What? This might be the side quest we're doing here. Shirley said she's making them inert. That's why it doesn't recognize us. There's no reason to hate her now. There's a really good movie about catching Capone called The Untouchables. Elliot Ness et al. I think that's the right movie, right? Right, taxation is just math. You guys seen The Wire? Stringer Bell. Is you taking notes on a criminal fucking conspiracy? Idris Elba's a man. Andrew and I should finish The Wire. I think we stopped after season 3. I heard that 4 and 5 are super good. Harris decided in the 30s a criminal income had to be declared. Really? Is that why? Dude looks like he's from Dragon Ball. Guy in the background. Madness Hero. Don't let me forget after this combat. Madness Hero, Madness Hero. We need to unequip Madness Hero. We're wasting edition progress right now. Really? The penultimate one was a counter? You're a dick, Legend of Dragoon. It's fine. Nothing to lose at this point. That's right, you're confused.
Die. Demon's dance.
Nice. Madness Hero, Madness Hero. Gotta keep saying it or I'm gonna just go back into my muscle memory of running around the zone and forgetting to do it. It's fine. Oh god. So you've heard this before, but there's a Domino's opening in Los Alamos. We have very limited chain restaurants here. It's pretty isolated. We have to drive about an hour to get to Santa Fe to get anything good. And their Facebook page is open, so I subscribe to their Facebook page to figure out when they're going to open. They keep fucking posting pictures of pizza. Stuff like, we see you eyeing our pie, and all the Los Alamos residents are commenting like, when are you opening? Stop posting memes and tell us when you're opening. Oh my god. Okay. Additions. Madness Hero. I almost got distracted by Domino's. There are much more important things. Moonstrike is our penultimate edition. Once that's done, Dart will learn his final edition, which is very exciting. Rod Typhoon has 7 to go, and then he gets his final edition. It's also a treat. It is a silly attack name. It wasn't a very good attack either. I didn't mean to walk back in here. I like the big fat teacher Dragoon guy. I'm looking forward to being on all of their final editions so I don't have to stress about switching anymore. Yeah. Did you receive any income from bribes? Yeah. Can you be prosecuted for reporting a bribe on your taxes? Like, is that probable cause to investigate you? Or is it really just there to be a second crime if you don't do it? US legal code is interesting. Especially after playing Phoenix Wright, which, you know, ghost stuff aside, is still very different. Oh, I wonder if we have any record of someone actually, like, claiming bribe income and then getting prosecuted for it. Be interesting to see how taxes go for me next year. I didn't earn enough from Twitch to have to put it down as anything other than hobby income. And I think it still is hobby income this year too, but it might be getting closer to where it matters. So I've never seen Dart's New Edition before.
Die.
Womp womp. Tax status of bribes is an issue for governments, and the bribery of government officials impedes the democratic process. It may interfere with the government. In some countries, such bribes are considered tax-deductible payments. Yeah, it does. If it's a partnered streamer that has a subscribe button, absolutely look in.
Yes.
They can't tell the difference. Oh shit. Okay, now we gotta deal with counters again. It's fine. Nintendo eShop. Run and jump your way through great titles. Is there some new Kirby game that came out recently? It doesn't specify one, but there's a picture of Kirby with goggles on it. Wii U there.
Demons dance.
That's because I don't have one bucket. I'm not a partnered streamer. My subscriptions go through Patreon. Total damaging and Agent's Prayer. My last application, they said I needed to have 100 average concurrent viewers, so at this point with us regularly getting transcoding, I'm not too worried about it. Hey, thanks for the follow. Oh, thanks, Buckin. Welcome back. Right? Exactly. I think Buckin has limited income and was hoping to use the Amazon Prime subscription. That would be a nice bonus. I do have a couple people that would subscribe with their Prime if they could, but I don't have a button, unfortunately. Should have bought one of those charm potions. There's a lot of random battles here. I don't know if there's gonna be any overlap with like the old colored Dragoons and the Dragoons that share their color today. So like the green Dragoon we just saw, is that gonna be any way related to Albert later on?
Die.
Shit. Womp womp.
Rod Typhoon.
Alright. Let's actually try our new addition here. I think I failed both times with it. That's adorable, Nodoin. How old is she?
Yes. Go. Go. Go.
Moon Strike.
Okay, so Moonstrike looks like it's better damage. It's like the opposite of Madness Hero. It's good DPS, but really bad SP generation, which is fine. I don't really need SP in this game anymore. Aw. We watch, our friends Matt and Jess and those almost have an 18-month-old. We watch him and he does that same thing. He'll take something and then you'll hand it back and he'll go, like he's saying, thank you.
Die.
Onto your shit, Legend of Dragoon.
Demon's death.
I knew you were gonna trick me there. Penultimate swing being a counter. Some people's Dragoons. More dropped frames, but not as severe as earlier. Also, some people were dropping to 0 this time. Fingers crossed. This area has one of the highest encounter rates I've seen in the game so far. Oh. This is the Divine Tree. Have humans worshipped the Divine Tree since the Age of the Dragon campaign? Yes. Hashtag not all Dragoons. Just these Dragoons. It's interesting because they make counter out as though it's something that the enemy does. And I think it is bound. I think there are enemies that will never trigger counter, like bosses, but to me it feels like it's a punishment for you making a mistake as a character. Like the UI doesn't make it seem like it's something an enemy is doing to you. It's a cool little machine thing, whatever that is. Ow.
Yes. Go.
Ah, bummer. I was anticipating a counter in there.
Rod Typhoon.
No, right? This idea in 4th edition Dungeons and Dragons that I really love that just stuck with me, and it's that hit points are an abstraction. They're like representative of your will to fight. Because clearly, like, there's not this machine with a bunch of spikes that stab you in the face and you're like, ow. Like, that probably means that the thing came and stabbed you and you dodged or something, or you moved out of the way, or it deflected off your armor, and your HP is your morale. And it really opened up the design space and the abilities in 4th edition to have, like, characters that heal you by singing with bards, or by, giving inspiring commands like warlords. It's such a cool concept.
Die.
But I feel like a lot of video games imply that no, hit points are like your health.
Demon's death.
They do that with Lotero as well. Cool. I feel like they could do that in a first-person shooter. Like, I think that makes the whole regenerating health thing make more sense, right? It's not that you're actually physically getting shot 20 times and then getting better.
Rod Typhoon.
That's cool. Do people still, like, call HP or morale HP? Looks like there's a slightly delayed attack there. I'll have to get there too. Right. Barge are the main healers. Cool. Yeah, I can see people, so like, that happens in Bloodborne, right? Bloodborne is another Dark Souls game, but it's a different setting, so all the things have changed, but I don't think anybody calls them Blood Echoes. Everybody calls them Souls. Nobody calls them Lanterns, they're bonfires. Like, leads the charge and cheers you on. That's super cool. I love that. That's just great. That's just swell. You eventually loop around. Okay. Alright, lady, I got it. I'll come back. We got about another 15 minutes or so. I don't want to stray too far from the save point. Wait, was that a one-way drop? Okay, good. We're going to wrap up early today so I can go to Rogue One and get some good seats. We will make up the missing time next week when we come back to 11:03, and we'll just add it on the end of the stream. How is freemium handled in it? I had a friend who was really into Lotro. I'm a pretty big Tolkien nerd, I would say. Oh, talking to her must give you a full heal. That's convenient. Well, it's a good place to grind additions then. I'm not going to do that, but... It's like, I don't think this enemy can counter, so maybe it's only like humanoid enemies? Oh, would people call it pay to win? Like, if you spend money on it per month, equivalent to what you would spend on a subscription game, is it sustainable, or do you end up having to spend even more than that? This is how I would ask. And he's so good at walking in front of the screen right as I'm doing an addition. It's like he knows. Man, that fourth swing on his current edition, it's just a split second later than I expect it to be. Oh, you can't use the auction house at all. Gross. The lack of, like, premium anything in Final Fantasy XIV is pretty nice. You pay $14 a month for your privilege, but... Are you talking about from the dashboard night? How's it going? Hey, final edition for Albert Hike. That's cool. We finished his penultimate edition before any of the other ones. We've been having to climb back through the garbage, his old shit. Oh, and it starts out really good. Nice. Looks like it has 7 hits. Ew. So is Demon's Dance. I'm seeing a pattern here. Yeah, dropped frames have been happening all day. Thank you, Leon. Comcast New Mexico has been bad. I've been noticing it since the start of the stream. We've only dropped to 0 kbps once, but hopefully it'll hold out on us for another 10 minutes or so before we wrap up. 10:15. Should have bought one of those charm potions. Hey Chaos, what's grooving? Are you very nearly done with finals now? True. I wonder if that's going to change once they drop PS3 support, Spiky. I've heard that that's the reason for the inventory space being so dumb in that game. There's 2 quick hits at the end. Got it. So did a ton of damage without hitting the full thing there.
Die.
Womp womp. I shouldn't say finals, exams. Gotcha. So close. Rose's hairband. I wonder who can use that. Phoenix plumes. Avoids instant death. Yes, please. Ah, the Phoenix plume is status effect immunity. Ah! Instant death is worse in boss fights. At least I have the option. I assume that the can't combat message is instant death. At least I hope it counts as instant death. Honestly, I'd love to see Final Fantasy XIV move to like a inventory system like Guild Wars 2. I think Guild Wars 2 is the best inventory I've ever seen with the collection tab. Oh, it was amazing. You find some iron ore? Cool. Right-click the iron ore and pick Send to Collection. And you have a reserved 500 inventory spots to fill up with iron ore. So you have to sell it. Can't combat is instant death. Thank you, Knight. I keep seeing the Super Mario Run stuff. I'm Android. I haven't gotten a chance to try it. Have you heard anything cool, Chaos? Diaz is being a dick with Shauna. That seems like a fair trade. Let's get this not at all evil guy our magic gems to save a girl of questionable value. Only desire is the advent of the last species. Still guessing that, like, the Moon Child is secretly evil and the Black Monsters are trying to stop it from destroying the world. Black Monster might even be, like, future Dart or something, since it looks like a Dragoon. Well done bringing me the moon shit. I'm secretly a bad guy. My costume didn't give you a clue, did it? Now we can let the Virage embryo. Virages are like the Wingley's version of dragons. The god of destruction, the last species who desire the true Virage, arise. Giving him the stuff was bad?
Oh my god. Oh my god! Although actually it was sort of obvious.
That's cool, Kaz. Create the utopia you wanted after the Virage embryo purges the world. You deceived me. Lloyd's all pissed. My utopia exists in the future of this world. Arrgh. At least he's using a super magic on the non-player character. Holy shit! He's gonna give us a chance to run away? This is a cool setting for this confrontation. FMV cutscene hype! He looks like one of the Imperial Guards in Star Wars. Ah?
It's been a while. Rose, Dart.
What?
Oh, it cannot be!
Oh, but it can be. It is. Why did you become such an evil dick, or is he just taking on your form? Is that really you, Dad? You died with Melbu From on each other's swords. It's Zig. Ziggy Piggy. Ziggy Piggy. The beginning of the world was an absolute nothingness, emptiness. Now I get to tell you everything. Greater Soa so deceived the earth. This is the plan of Soa that created all species, the birth of the divine tree. Eventually the fruit of the divine tree ripened and fell to the ground and filled the world with life. Gigantos from the 97th fruit, Minentos from the 99th fruit, Dragons from the 105th, Minions from the 106th, Winglies from the 107th. The Virage embryo, the god of destruction, should be born from the 108th fruit. So it desired the destruction and regeneration of the world by the embryo, the god of destruction. 11,000 years ago, winglings found out the tragedy waiting for them and sealed the 108th fruit by separating the flesh and soul. The flesh of the god, the flesh of the embryo, was taken away from the winglings as the moon that never sets that glows in the sky. The soul of the god was captured in the crystal sphere, to draw unlimited magic power from that and to conquer the other creatures. Domination was not eternal. Humans arose with dragoons in front. Nothing was their match because they obtained the power of the dragon, and finally they drove Melbufram into a corner. The spell of petrification cast by Melbu captured them. I've waited for 11,000 years. Days spent with Rose became the eternal past. I lived as the father of Dart in this age until the tragic day in Meat. We'll see if I have room to get back to a save point after this conversation. Assume there's not going to be a boss fight here. Dad and Rose are the heroes of the Dragon campaign? Humans made a mistake. Humans destroyed the Crystal Sphere, which was the container of the soul along with the royal capital Cadessa. There's an evil baby that's going to destroy everything. And this dude is Rose's, so the goth chick with the dark hair, Rose's ex-boyfriend, because they're both like 11,000 years old. There's an earlier cutscene where he got turned into a statue, but it turns out, surprise, he's an evil statue, and he's trying to bring about the return of the god of destruction. I guess he's also Dart's dad? We're going to go back to the body left in the moon that never sets, reborn as the last god and destroy the world. Soul without a body possesses a human body and heads for the moon that never sets, by repeating the transmigration every 108 years. So maybe that's the black monster. That's the Moonchild prophecy. The holy blessing is the destruction. We called it that the holy child is evil. There's a Dragoon who found out about it. In order to deter the birth of the god of destruction, she has to kill the moon children by stopping her own time. She was even called a demon, so I called it that the black monster is a good guy. It's a Dragoon. Rose is the black monster. What? I knew it was a Dragoon. That's cool that it's Rose, though. No, she's a good guy. Stopping the world from being destroyed makes sense. 11,000 years of no exceptions. He's doing the pissed off Final Fantasy VII animation there. Been under your nose all this time, Dart. You thought the Princess Lovia you killed 18 years ago as a Moonchild, but it was actually Shauna. Man, this is like reveal a clock over here. Dissolve the signet of the moon that never sets and cross it with the Moonchild. Okay, so Shauna's gonna be the final boss? Or Zig? So was Zig evil when he was my dad? You have a sister. Man, for what could have been... I feel like Empire was really hinting at Luke going to the dark side and Leia training to defeat him, right? With the whole, like, you know, he's not ready, he could be tempted, and Yoda being like, no, there is another, like, it's all set up there and then it doesn't deliver on it. It'd be cool to do like an Elseworlds movie. I don't know if they would ever explore that. I think they could do it in universe. They could show like a Force Dream or something. You get when you cross the sigil of the moon that never sets with the Moonchild. Let's find out. I think the story ends up being... Oh, that's the disc ending? That's a really cool disc ending. Like 6 back-to-back reveals, a cool FMV cutscene. I assume that's what just happened. Let's see what happens if it asks me to load here. Yeah. Yeah, the confrontation episode 6, everything they did, it ended up not being about Luke falling, and it ended up being about Vader being redeemed, which I think is a much better story. So speaking of Star Wars, it's time for me to go. We are getting to the theater early for Rogue One, so we can get some good seats. This has been a lot of fun, and this is a perfect stopping point, I think, to pick up with Legend of Dragoon next week in Disc 4. We will add an extra 20 minutes onto the playtime to make up for wrapping up early today. In the meantime, I'll give you an update of what's coming up tomorrow and for next week. Just barely recover some time. Luke fails. He just sees that his dad's got a robot hand, too. Right. So tomorrow is Patreon subblock. Big chunk of it's going to be 4 hours of The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim blind. I have never played Skyrim before. I know it's crazy. It will be fun. Next week, expect to see more Legend of Dragoon, Phoenix Wright 2, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Star Wars Knights of the Republic, The Last Guardian. Don't forget to vote for the next game at vote.marstead.com. Look at the list of games we played so far at games.marstead.com. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.